Tes tes, halo semuanya. Oke, agak telat tapi
ONIC drawing
kita
first,
lanjut
the
aja
second
langsung ya.
turtle
Ini masih
claimed
awal-awal.
for the side of BLACKLIST International.
Oke, kita kecilin dulu.
They're very,
Eh,
a very
Yap,
objective center team.
segini.
They play for the setup.
Oke,
They are just
game
the best
yang
in the world
ketiga
at
dan
those
match
setups,
yang
right? Getting
pertama
all those pitches, getting
untuk
all
ONIC versus
that
BLACKLIST
engaged, and
Grand
early
Final
game
MPLI
pickoffs in the early game. It was just
Invitational.
really brilliant
Season
from
berapa
the
gua
side
nggak tahu ya.
of BLACKLIST.
Oke, Wise di sini menggunakan Bunny lagi, sementara Suns menggunakan Pakuito lagi. Yang tadi menghancurkan AE dan juga yang satunya lagi menghancurkan RQ Hoshi ya tadi ya. Tapi kita lihat di sini masih sama, goldnya hanya beda 800-an atau mungkin 500-an. 600 ya ini. Bedanya cuma 600 gold untuk ONIC Esport. Yang kekurangan gold dari Blacklist kita lihat langsung di sini. Suns mencoba untuk mempick off OHEP, tapi di sana masih ada My Venus yang menggunakan Estes-nya, yang di open Estes-nya di sini ya. Tapi Kiboy juga dapat mati dari sini langsung. Haji menggunakan jauhetnya juga, ini bahaya ya. Ini hero signaturnya langsung saja OHEP memburst Kiboy, seharusnya bakal mati langsung di sini. Suns nampaknya bakal maju tapi enggak, nampaknya masih ada kuning. Masih ada yellow di sana dari OHEP ya. OHEP, tapi Boots juga berbahaya di sana. Sakit banget damage dari Airport dan juga Wise ya di sana ya. Wise mencoba untuk ngejar, tapi nampaknya bakal mati juga di sini. Oh enggak, Boots menggunakan flicker di sana ya. Nice one, Boots masih ada flicker di sana dari Haji juga nggak bakal bisa di-pick off oleh Drian di sana ya. Di sini harapannya itu mungkin kepada Drian ya. Dan ya Drian sini untuk late game dan CY juga untuk late game. Oke, My Venus sudah jadi Athena. Wow, dia buatnya Athena cuy ya. Bukan Oracle atau mungkin Dominance, bukan, tapi Athena mungkin. This is good choice. Oke, langsung di sini Edward langsung di knock, tapi Suns nggak bisa membunuh Edward dengan sangat amat mudah. Di sana langsung Haji ulti ke arah Suns, tapi nggak mati, nampaknya bisa malah cewek yang mati dari atas sana ya. Kiboy nggak tepat waktu untuk membantu cewek di sana. Kita lihat di sini bakal ini signatur semua hero dari Blacklist itu dibuka semua. Ada My Venus menggunakan SS, Haji menggunakan jauhetnya gitu kan. Ini agak bahaya juga sih. Kok bisa gitu dibuka semua. Dan Wise juga yang tadi ngeri banget ya pakai Bane gitu. Langsung saja di push second turretnya, tapi kita langsung ngeluarin ulti. Boots nampaknya nggak hancur dari turretnya. Kita lihat langsung nggak ada damage cukup untuk membunuh Wise di sana, tapi malah Haji yang hampir saja mendapatkan Boots di sana. Sangat disayangkan sekali ini Boots kurang banget damage ke arah Wise ya, malah nggak ada gitu. Drian pun belum masuk damage-nya ke arah Wise, nggak ada malah. Drian ini mungkin di game ini di match ini belum bisa ngegendong ya. Mungkin di late ya. Di late game kurang juga. Jujur aja kurang juga ya. Ada My Venus soal di sini ya, yang siap untuk nge-heal. OHEP udah jadi Genius One di sini. Langsung Suns mencoba untuk mencuri buff-nya. Nampaknya nggak dapet, langsung diambil oleh Wise di sana. Boots mencoba untuk di-pick off, nanti sayang sekali Suns maju dengan sangat amat gegabah sekali, langsung mati oleh OHEP di sana. Suns, what are you doing? Lu maju gitu sendirian, tapi langsung saja Haji udah nunggu di sana. Kiboy apakah mati, tapi namanya enggak ya. OHEP udah nggak ada ungu di sana ya. Oke, Boots langsung di sini. Matikah? Yep, seharusnya bakal mati oleh OHEP. Hero signaturnya juga gila. Edward masih bisa selamat seharusnya. Edward di sini malah cewek yang bisa mati, tapi nampaknya bisa makan oleh Kiboy di sana. Wow. Lunox sakit banget cuy, sumpah Lunox sakit banget. Wise juga di sini. Wise dia beli item jauhet. Oke. Aduh, Blacklist. Oke, di sini Ciwe udah jadi Battle Fury sama Scarlet Phantom. Top boost sepatunya, sedangkan Suns baru jadi War X dan dia pengen ke arah Malefic Roar seharusnya di situ ya. Karena di sini Wise tebel, Edward tebel, Jawhead pun tebel gitu. Tapi menurut gue itu bukan pilihan yang sangat amat tepat banget sih. Suns menggunakan Malphite Roar di item keduanya gitu. Dia harus item defense terlebih dahulu, mungkin brute force terlebih dahulu itu bagus juga. Sedangkan Wise di sini udah jadi War X dan juga BOD, dan dia pengen ke arah Winter. Tung keren. Winter. Winter ya. Di sini Haji pengen ke arah Athena, Edward pengen ke arah Athena juga. Oheb pengen ke arah Holy Crystal. Oheb nih gila sakitnya nanti ya. Itu Holy Crystal loh itu. Nah, Wise udah jadi Winter Tungkeronnya. Aduh. Oh my Venus jadi booknya. Gila, Blacklist nunggu di situ, Cok. Blacklist nunggu di rumput, nunggu di bush. Sedangkan Wise sendirian nunggu di bush bawah. Haji udah jadi Athena. Gue gak tau ini kenapa Blacklist nunggunya di bush itu ya. Mungkin pengen mengejutkan player dari ONIC yang pengen player mid, bisa jadi. Player gold, Oheb paling banyak, Wise juga menyusul. Sedangkan dari ONIC hanya cewek doang yang banyak 6.000, dan itu nggak cukup untuk nge-damage, deal damage ke arah Wise. Atau mungkin Esmeraldanya juga masih agak tebal ya. Tapi untuk Timberland seharusnya di sini Lord yang pertama seharusnya masih bisa ya. Kalau mereka nggak 3 lane, 3 lane dong. Tapi masih ada Adrian di sana ya, yang bisa deal damage ke minion sakit. Tapi langsung di push kah Blacklist? Nggak nampaknya. Oke, nampaknya mid yang bakal diambil. Nggak, Kiboy langsung melancarkan serangan ke Oh My Venus. Tapi Oh My Venus bakal mati seharusnya di sana sama Drian. Langsung baik sekali Drian dengan posisinya yang sangat amat tepat sekali. Nggak kena damage, tapi deal damage yang sangat amat sakit banget ya. Itu Oh My Venus kena skill 2 dari Drian ya, dari Cecilian yang ketarik dan nggak bisa di cancel gitu. Dia soalnya pakai Aegis kan ya, bukan flicker. Gua nggak tahu itu kenapa dia pakai Aegis. Flicker bagus sebenarnya Estes, but ya. By the way, ini mainnya 2-1-2 ya dari Blacklist. Jadi satunya di XP lane, sedangkan gold lane-nya Lunox dibantu sama si Oh My Venus tadi. Itu gila banget sih. Damage deal-nya paling banyak Oheb nih. Sakit banget. Cewek bahaya posisi kamu cewek, tapi masih ada flicker di sana. Ngebet yang cukup bagus, tapi Suns yang ketarik sangat disayangkan sekali. Tapi Kiboy mencoba melancarkan serangan, tapi sayang sekali. Oh my god, sakit banget itu Edward cuy. Edward sakit banget. Gila sakit banget cuy. Si Lunox-nya ke Suns langsung setengah darah gitu. Oke, Edward mencoba untuk melancarkan serangan ke depan, tapi sangat disayangkan sekali. Nggak kena, malah dilempar oleh Drian. Oh my god, Haji bakal mati nampaknya di sini. Wise sudah jadi endless battle, tapi Edward nggak bisa flicker. Masih ada flicker di sana. Sorry, masih ada flicker di sana ya dia. Tapi ada yang healing sama Oh My Venus, sakit banget damage-nya itu. Ke arah cewek dari Wise ya, cuma di skill 1 langsung mati gitu. Oheb Divine Glaive langsung, apakah ini bakal end? Seharusnya enggak, masih ada wave di menit 13 ya, 13. Come on, wave. Belum ada wave. Oke, ada wave seharusnya di sini dikit lagi. Edward melancarkan serangan ke cewek, tapi Boots di sana yang TB kan. Tapi damage-nya sakit banget dari Wash dan juga Oheb digabungin ke arah Boots, itu sakit banget. Boots seharusnya di sini bikin item damage yang clock aja ya mungkin, atau mungkin dia bikin full tank juga bisa. But Oh My Venus di sini, Oh My Venus lagi-lagi dia menggunakan hero signaturnya gila banget ya. Estes. Oke, untuk Oheb di sini dia 603 ya. Sama sekali belum di pick off. Oheb ini juga hero signaturnya banget. Lihat udah full item, bahkan udah jadi Genius One, Holy Crystal, Divine Glaive, Lightning Tungkreon udah jadi semua oleh Oheb. Sedangkan Oh My Venus dia sama sekali nggak bikin dominance. Yang bikin dominance itu cuma Haji, karena Haji as a tank. Sedangkan Oh My Venus ini support beneran gitu, bukan support damage. damage-nya, sedangkan ada di OHEP dan juga WISE itu udah cukup banget gitu. Walaupun damage fisikalnya cuma ada di WISE, tapi untuk magical damage-nya itu udah cukup untuk mempok ke arah Baronic gitu kan. Sedangkan di sini untuk cewek Scarlet Phantom Battle Fury dia pengen ke arah Malefic Roar Athena. Dia bikin Athena terlebih dahulu karena sakit banget damage dari OHEP. Tapi OHEP udah ada Divine Glaive juga, seharusnya bakal pecah juga. Tapi kita lihat aja langsung di sini Malefic Roar dari WISE bikin item defense cuma Winter sama War X ya. Oke, ini seharusnya bakalan di end sih. Ini cepet banget, gila. Haji langsung flicker tapi sayang sekali. Drian langsung flicker juga dengan sangat amat cepat tapi sayang sekali itu WISE sakit banget damage-nya ke arah Sans, langsung mati Sans di sana. Oke, oh my Venus sudah jadi Oracle sini, seharusnya healingnya bakalan nambah. Oh my god. Oracle-nya baru dibuat tapi healingnya udah setebel itu, sederas itu loh. Gila banget. Blacklist turretnya sama sekali nggak ada yang hancur, sama sekali satupun nggak ada yang hancur. Nice banget. Nice try di match yang pertama untuk ONIC Esport. Oke. Wow. Oke. Nice try ya. Nice try parah coy. Blacklist ini kenapa hero semuanya, hero signature Blacklist tuh dikeluarin semua gitu. Ada WISE as Bane-nya, ada Oh My Venus as Estes-nya gitu kan. Apa maksud dari ONIC ini?
How the heck are you going to win in a grand finals of an invitational of an international tournament with
Ada Estes yang dibuka, ada Bane yang dibuka, ada Lunox juga OHEP. Ada jauh headnya si Haji. Jauh headnya si Haji itu juga gila ya. Di MPL PH season 8 ya. Itu juga gila loh itu. Jauh headnya. Jauh headnya dibuka, Estes-nya dibuka juga, Bane-nya pun dibuka. Bahkan Lunox-nya sakit banget, damage-nya itu burst-nya ke arah Sans langsung pecah gitu aja. Tapi si siapa? Woods bisa nahan sedikit, tapi langsung mati juga sih sebenarnya. Walaupun cuma nahan sebentar doang, tapi tetap bisa mati juga dari arah Woods-nya di sana. What they can do itu. Draftnya tuh susah cuy lawan Blacklist. Satu-satunya cara tuh cuma nge-ban hero-heronya Oh My Venus doang gitu. Estes di ban, Rafa di ban, Matilda di pick sama Keyboy, tapi nyata kurang efektif gitu. Dia pengen masuk ke arah WISE, tapi WISE-nya farming terus, jadi nggak bisa tutupin terus jalannya sama si Haji gitu kan. Malah Hajinya yang terus-terusan mengganggu Sans dengan sangat amat gampangnya. Kita lihat sini belajar dari WISE, di sini dia farming terus, sedangkan supportnya itu tetap gangguin ya. Sama sekali nggak ada support damage ya. Ini 1-2-2 lagi mainnya. OHEP zero death lagi, sama kayak lawan RRQ. OHEP ini player gila juga ternyata. Jago banget main apa aja dia bisa, main factor bisa, mage set bisa, WISE juga dengan Bane-nya sakit banget, farmingnya juga cepet ya kan, kaya banget, 13.000 ya itu, 13.000 sendirian dia. Sedangkan Sans tidak cukup efektif untuk farming karena digangguin oleh Oh My Venus dan juga Haji di sana. Haji dikasih jauh head itu agak susah ya. Pasti gangguin banget sama Oh My Venus juga. Kombonya itu pasti jalan gitu. Lu maju pasti di healing gitu. Jadi nggak takut Hajinya maju. Untuk Edward juga udah jadi Radian. Nggak ada damage dari Drian juga kurang ya kan. Walaupun udah jadi Holy Crystal dan juga Divine Glaive di sana. Late game-nya tapi stack-nya mungkin yang masih agak kurang. Jadi damage-nya pun kurang. Wow. Keyboy menggunakan Matilda cukup baik, tapi kurang ada backupan damage dari tim-timnya. Jadi kurang masuk aja sih. At least mereka udah berusaha ya. Nice try. ONIC Esport masih ada game selanjutnya. Dan semoga aja masih bisa membalap lah. 885 gold per menit, 74.000 damage. Semuanya diambil sama Blacklist, gila banget. Sandbag-nya, The Carry, Rich Guy, dan Forgotten One-nya diambil oleh Blacklist. Kita lihat di sana, damage dealt-nya paling gede dari OHEP tentu saja. Sedangkan dari arah ONIC yang paling besar itu cewek. Wow, damage dealt-nya sih sakit banget OHEP ya. OHEP nih carry game banget. Ditemenin sama Oh My Venus, he is carry the game banget. Damage-nya 209.000, gold-nya 50.000. Tower 9, sama sekali nggak ada yang dapetin tower dari arah Blacklist. Lord 2, turtle diambil semua. Red buff juga banyakan Blacklist. Blue buff. Oh my god, turtle dan Lord diambil dua-duanya sama Blacklist. Bahkan turret nggak ada yang hancur. Masih agak kurang gameplay dari arah ONIC. Mungkin Hylas side kurang efektif ya. Masih ada Yuzong, mungkin tadi masih ada. Ya, Yuzong belum di ban, kenapa nggak diambil? Gue nggak tahu juga. Yuzong belum di ban ya, Yuzongnya Boots, tapi malah ngambilnya Hylas gitu. Mungkin untuk memperlambat si Esmeralda, tapi sangat disayangkan sekali nggak ngaruh apa-apa dari arah si Edward ya di sana ya. Ada one di ban respect dari Blacklist terhadap cewek. Aldos pun juga di ban. Chow juga bakalan di ban. Itu saja MVP-nya yaitu si Lunox kita, OHEP. Gila, GG banget ya. Zero death, kill 7, assist 3, damage dealt-nya 74.000, gold per menitnya 788. Wow. But then going to that mid game, being able to provide burst for his team in the shorter engagements before Lunox ditemenin sama Estes di gold lane, bakalan ngacak-ngacak banget. Already at 6 slots at a very early point in the game was just out of like it was just very difficult for Maghrib
to
kah?
deal with him because he was
Maghrib
not
ya?
the only problem from Blacklist because everyone else also was doing their
Oke.
part. You know, the Esmeralda, the Bane as well was all doing a very healthy amount of damage as well. So
Oke, karena maghrib gua pengen off dulu bentar ya.
So, if ONIC wants to try and deal with this, they need to try and make sure the game plan has less holes that can be exploited by Blacklist because Coach Bonchen has shown that if you allow some weaknesses to be shown like this, then he's going to take complete advantage of it. And the members of Blacklist are also very flexible. They have a very healthy hero pool as well. None of them are actually very easily target banned. So it's just very difficult for ONIC. We'll have to see what they do for the next game. But I think it will be hinging on the difference between the 3 men in the middle lane as well as the power differential in the side lanes. Because if they have any advantage in the side lane, they can use that as well. But if they can't control that mid lane as well, it's going to be a bit difficult. But so we are going to soon take a look at the highlights of game number 1, and there's so many things to talk about here. As you can see, this is the early game maneuver. Despite ONIC being able to outmaneuver them and take the orange buff early on, this is where I think that Suns early on lost so much HP, and he goes back in here. And so there's a good trade going on, but this is one of the only trades that really came out in quote-unquote the favor of ONIC, because here it's an even trade per se, but at the same time ONIC scales better, so this is actually beneficial for them, and I think that Blacklist recognizes that, and so after this they don't go for those trades any longer. And here, as you can see, the 3-man squad coming in from Blacklist International is just a lot more dominant compared to the 3-man squad of ONIC Esports. And slowly but surely, whenever someone gets caught out, they try and make this aggressive play and dash forward and try to get out. The deadly cash just slows them so much, allowing for the members of Blacklist International to follow up on the aggression. Here, they do try and get that pick off, but ONIC was able to defend. And so Blacklist immediately recognized that, okay, we can't just force the fight like that. So they wait for their chance here, they get another pick off. And now here, knowing that they have a Lord, then this is where they make that aggressive maneuver, and they go in knowing that they do have an advantage with the Lord. So they don't repeat the same things, expecting a different result. They try and pick the fight without the Lord. It didn't work out. So instantly they went and planned out, okay, what can we do to increase the odds in our favor if we want to try and crack the base of ONIC Esports? And one of the easy solutions is the Lord. So they play calm, collected, control the map, lock ONIC in their base, get the Lord uncontested, and instantly go for the end. Again, it's just very clinical and very precise and machine-like almost. So it's looking very, very tough for ONIC. We have to see what they try and do. But right now, I'm sending you guys back for game number 2 to ONIC, Mirko and Goni.
Thank you, Bookboy, Bookman, whatever it is. Right here, we are back with Mirko and Goni for the second game of the Grand Finals.
Ban OHEB.
Ban Blacklist.
Ban Blacklist.
You don't need to ban anyone
Ban
on
OHEB.
just
Ban all.
ban Blacklist International from competing on any events because
My
they.
God.
Oh my God! 14,000 gold lead. 9. All the turrets to 0.
Yeah, but
Oh my God, Blacklist.
yeah, I mean, again, OHEB with the MVP here. Arashi, stellar analysis, my dude. Thank you. But yeah, OHEB, 0 deaths
What the heck?
on that Lunox and
You
the
ban the
impact.
Alice and the Hereth, he picks up the Lunox and he carries the game. Honestly, God,
Very
I am so speechless. Blacklist, let's go. Get to the gaming house right now. They want everyone. They want ONIC to be able to break the code. Let's see if ONIC has what it takes to break the code here in game number 2. We are getting into the gaming house of Blacklist International for now.
Looking calm and focused though, but yes, Blacklist International claiming the first game. Will
Team
they
is
claim
banning.
second game or will ONIC equalize here? As Blacklist will now have the first pick,
Your team
banning
is
out that
banning.
Hayabusa and as well as Selena, and ONIC Esports banning out the Queen Estes. But then again, of course, the Queen has a lot of hero pools.
Yeah, a lot of hero pulls
Your
indeed,
team
man. They
is
got the
banning.
Matilda, the Rafaela, like we
Rafaela.
saw against RRQ 3 games in a row. ONIC though, they swap sides, alright?
They
So they're
swap
trying something
sides.
different here against Blacklist International. They haven't been able to get a win in that first pick. So going to the second pick, perhaps it can be a different strat from the side of ONIC right now. Blacklist with the final ban of this first phase. What are they going to take away from ONIC Esports? We saw in the last game, it was the Selena, Hayabusa, and...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, there you go. It is going to be the
Your
Jawhead
team
banned away
is
from the
banning.
side of Blacklist International, taking it away from the hands of Keyboy. But ONIC, they might just go for the Choban again.
Oh, I think they might, but then again, Paquito is open
Paquito,
here.
yeah.
So it will be a gamble, but then again,
Yeah.
if they let this particular Paquito go, man, it's just horrendous, especially in the hands of Edward Balboa.
Edward Balboa, the guy's name is literally because of Paquito right there. ONIC now with the ban. Is it going to be the Cho or perhaps the Paquito ban for ONIC Esports? Letting that Cho out is very, very risky here. Let's see what they go for. It is actually going to be the Yves once again. So same bans coming in for the side of ONIC, except for that Estes, who's now only been revealed. But Matilda will go to the hands of Blacklist. We're going to see Matilda Airlines. Are you ready to fly?
I am.
Let's take Matilda
Fly
Airlines.
high.
Fly high with Matilda Airlines.
There you go. That's the tag. Yes, ONIC Esports will pick up 2 heroes here. What will it be? Once again, that Paquito, my dude, is still open. And well, will it be paired with a Farsa?
It has to be paired. It has to be picked
Or
up, right?
Esmeralda?
It may be the Esmeralda, it may be the Esmeralda and the Paquito picked up instantly. It is going to be really risky for ONIC if they let this Esmeralda go. They are going against the Matilda, so picking up that Esmeralda is going to be huge. And so, there you go. Eason Shin and Esmeralda picked up, leaving the Paquito on the hands of Blacklist. No, no, no.
Takes 0 time, man.
Oh my God. All right,
Zero
ONIC,
time.
they got their signature heroes, but so does Blacklist. Matilda Airlines, we got Edward Balboa on Balboa mode this time, and the Bane still for Wise.
My oh my, man. Wise on this Bane is just crazy. And ONIC Esports, they are in trouble because again, Blacklist, they are playing their power picks, their comfortable picks, if not their power picks. ONIC Esports, what will they respond for their first phases of picks here? Eason Shin, Esmeralda, and perhaps a hero for Gian here, Farsa, could occur. But then again, it is going to be so hard against the Paquito.
It is going to be
But
extremely hard
Ruby
against the Paquito, but I like that. I like that Ruby pick. It is going to be a counter towards all three heroes for the side of Blacklist International. They don't have a lot of range. They want to go for the hard engage, for the hard dives, and Ruby can punish them super hard for that. So the Ruby pick is very, very smart from ONIC now, as we are going to enter the second phase of the bans. Let's see what happens here. It is going to be the Alice once again targeting towards OHEB. Do they want to force OHEB to play that Lunox again here?
Perhaps. All in your comp, and if you have Lunox in your app,
Alright.
It's going to be a tough day, tough game for us.
Lanjut ya, match kedua. Ya, kita harap ONIC bisa lah enggaknya mengasih perlawanan terhadap Blacklist di match kedua ini. Oke, di sini ada Parsha di ban, Jahwetnya Haji di ban, Estes langsung di ban. Nice banget. Hayabusa, Selena, dan juga YVE, Alice. Aldos juga selalu di ban ya. Tapi Matilda, aduh Matilda lagi. Oh my Venus. Nggak di ban lagi, cok. Tapi ONIC dapat Ruby sama Esme sih, untungnya. Tapi Paquitonya si Edward dan banenya Wise diambil lagi, aduh. Kacau banget ya. Haritnya OHEB di ban. Ya, kalau nggak bakal diambil tuh. Pasti bakal diambil sama OHEB. Barats mungkin di ban. Atau mungkin Yuzong, roamernya Parsha mungkin. Parsha udah. Lunox di ban bisa. Sicilian yang di ban. Oke. Lunox bisa diambil sama Drian. Atau mungkin ngambil roamer dulu. Yuzong bisa diambil. Yuzong masih bisa diambil. Yuzong masih bisa diambil oleh ONIC Esports. CW masih ada 1-1, masih ada 1-1. 1-1 is free. Tapi kayaknya agak susah 1-1 lawan Matilda ya. Apakah yang akan diambil oleh ONIC Esports di sini? Barats 1-1 kah? Nathan untuk CY yang bakal dipakai ya. Nathan CY sih ngeri ya pas lawan Ricky kemarin. Untuk Blacklist di sini apakah yang akan diambil? Mungkin Lunox masih bisa. Lunox masih bisa. Untuk roamernya Chow masih belum di ban. Chow dan juga Lunox masih bisa dipakai. Chow Lunox bisa dipakai. Chow dar Lunox itu lagi. Udah ketebak banget sih ini. Blacklist tuh draftnya udah pasti ketebak banget. Lunox fix. Lunox gila. Ketebak banget draftnya coy. Tapi masih bisa belum dikalahin. Itulah keunggulan Blacklist tuh. Draftnya tuh itu aja, tapi masih belum bisa dikalahin gitu. Draftnya tuh OP gitu. Ini hero signature mereka semua dari Blacklist. Oh my Venus pakai Matilda, Edward pakai Paquito, Wise dipakai Bane, Chow pakai Haji, dan OHEB pakai Nox lagi. Ini gila banget Blacklist ya. Dilepas semua sama ONIC dengan mudahnya. Oke, apakah ONIC Esports bisa mematahkan meta dari Blacklist atau Blacklist yang terlalu kuat dengan metanya? Kita langsung aja di sini. Chow, Paquito, Bane, Matilda, dan juga Lunox. Win Matilda, pakai ya. Rafaela, Xunshin, Esmeralda, Nathan, dan juga Ruby di sana. Ruby dipakai sama cewek ternyata. Oh, ala Adrian pakai Nathan ternyata ya. Oke, it's new. Ruby dipakai sama cewek ternyata. Gue kira Nathan yang bakal pakai. Oke, ini dia match kedua dan game yang ketiga.
with the guiding win from Venus right here. #breakthecode or
Agak susah di sini ya
#go
untuk
for you
ONIC
guys
Esport
who are supporting the
karena
teams
mereka
again.
lawannya
Don't lose hope because there is
early-nya
still a
kuat.
chance, a best of 5 for both of the teams.
Haji
Haji
langsung
going very aggressively
cicil
on
ke
Keyboy
Keyboy
once again,
dan
will be
damage-nya
able
masuk
to
banget.
win out on the trade.
Dan ini bakal bahaya banget.
Deja
Sans
vu
seharusnya di sini bakal
game
gunain
number
retrinya.
Deja vu from game number 1 right
Harus
now, though.
dipaksa di sini
Haji
sama
can on the
Haji
show
seharusnya.
well, create nuisance for Sans
Kenapanya
and
enggak, dia
Mo.
pengen nyicil-nyicil Keyboy aja dan enggak dipakai retrinya. Nice banget. Biasanya dipakai tuh jungler-jungler kalau ketemu Haji sama Om Venus. Tapi kali ini nampaknya enggak dipakai. Sakit banget. Oh my god. Kombonya cuy, kombo satu ini ya, Wise. Nice banget. Aduh. Kombonya sakit banget ini coy, si Wise sama Om Venus. Bisa gitu cok dia. Oke, di sini cewek agak menang sih ya lawan Oheb. Wow, ini pertama kali nih Oheb kalah landing page. Drian beli mana boots di sini? Yap, yang membutuh banget boots sudah jadi warrior boots. Warrior boost ya. Sans apakah akan dipakai retrinya ya nampaknya. Sans tapi jadi attack speed ya, sepatu attack speed. Kita lihat di sana langsung Drian melawan Om Venus, nampaknya agak kesusahan di sana. Keyboy udah jadi tough boost dan Edward juga udah jadi tough boost. Om Venus jadi penetration boots. Keyboy bakalan dicicil aja di sini. Sans langsung masuk, nggak bisa gitu Sans. Damage-nya sakit loh itu. Cewek jadi tough boost di atas sana. Yap, bener banget lawannya lunak soalnya ya. Dan Sans di sini farmingnya cukup leluasa ya, gak diganggu sama Haji dan Om Venus. Nice banget. Biasanya kan diganggu. Oke, Sans seharusnya retrinya bagus ya. Tapi Edward belum datang. Retri, nice banget Sans. Let's go. Nice parah. Nice. Mati Om Venus sedikit lagi. Aduh. Edward. Untung aja tadi Edward nggak datang ya. Tadi Boots menang laning test. Jadi Edwardnya nggak datang. Nice banget. Oke. Nice banget. Blacklist dengan signature hero-nya akan kalah di sini. Dengan hero kejagoannya mereka, hero kebanggaannya mereka. Sans retrinya emang bukan kaleng-kaleng ya. Tawan lokasinya Om Venus dan juga Haji di sana. Sakit banget Keyboy langsung satu bar itu. Sama Wise satu mantul gitu kan. Oheb versus cewek, si cewek bisa ngimbangin banget ya, malah menang seharusnya di sini. Oheb kalah di sini. Siwa ya. Oke, nice banget di push seharusnya di sini, tapi bakal datang hati-hati cewek. Hati-hati. Tapi ada Sans juga di sini, seharusnya aman sini. Yep. Aman, Sans juga goldnya banyak nih. Belum mati sama sekali. Farmingnya enak Sans sekali ini. Sedangkan Wise masih mati satu ya. Oke, Haji mencoba untuk mengkick, tapi sayang sekali untuk menjauhkan saja. Dan cewek nice banget pergerakan dari cewek di sana. Oheb damage-nya nggak ada ke arah cewek dan Sans di sana. Nice banget pergerakan dari cewek di sana ya. Ulti hati-hati. Oke, Keyboy udah join war nampaknya. Nggak bisa masuk kayak gitu Keyboy ya, hati-hati. Om Venus di sini, hati-hati. Nice. Sini Sans sih bagus banget ya, tapi walaupun dia nggak dapat kill sama sekali, tetap goldnya paling banyak sih dia seharusnya. Sedangkan Wise masih level 6 di sana kita lihat. Dan Turtle seharusnya bakalan dikontes dengan ONIC yang cukup unggul di sini seharusnya. Karena Edward kalah juga, Oheb juga kalah di sini. Jadi pada nggak datang seharusnya di sini ya. Oke, sini Om Venus dan Haji udah mempersiapkan untuk Boots nampaknya enggak ya. Boots juga udah kuat seharusnya di sini. Haji nggak ada kontes untuk Turtle kali ini tanpa retribution. Oke, tanpa ada retribution, Wise hanya ngambil red buff. Untuk Drian udah jadi Hunter Strike dari Nathan-nya. Nice banget. Haji mencoba untuk mengambil Keyboy atau Drian, kita lihat di sini. Hati-hati. Haji di flicker loh itu. Ohep kalah laning pace juga, nice banget. Suns bakal membantu untuk membunuh Ohep, tapi nampaknya hati-hati Suns. Nice banget. Imun nice banget. Nice banget imun dari Suns, tapi bakal mati seharusnya di sini. Enggak ya. Nice banget. Suns imun. Oh my god. Ngapain itu? Oh my Venus. Oh my Venus. Nice banget. Aduh, cewek. Nice. Jadi khas Claudia, cok. Nggak mati dong. Nice parah, coy. Pergerakan yang sangat amat bagus sekali dari Suns sana ya. Dia malah pick off Aji dengan sangat mudah sekali dengan imunnya dari skill 1 ya. Dan cewek juga tadi nariknya tuh sangat amat baik sekali ya, dari Ohep yang langsung mati ya jadi tarik gitu. Dengan Edward versus Boots ini dimenangkan oleh Boots yang ingin mengekat lane di sana. Oke. BOD udah jadi dari Suns di menit ke-6. Mungkin dia War X dulu ya. War X BOD itu cepat banget sih. Oke, di sini Edward apakah akan mati di bawah? Nampaknya enggak. Oh my Venus, pergerakannya udah enggak bebas lagi. Tapi Keyboy, hati-hati Keyboy. Ada Wipe di sana, langsung mati seharusnya dari Keyboy. Masih bisa flicker, nice banget Keyboy. Oh my god, masih bisa selamat dari Keyboy di sana. Nice banget, flicker yang ditahan beberapa detik itu bisa menyelamatkan seorang dari Keyboy di sana. Tapi Turtle, nice. Aduh, Edwardnya nggak mati. Tapi seharusnya mereka juga nggak bakal bisa Turtle. Ada cewek di sana ya, ada cewek di sana. Seharusnya mereka susah untuk Turtle ya. Dan Drian juga, tapi bukan diambil. Hati-hati cewek, hati-hati sakit banget itu. Aduh, Drian juga bakal mati. Aduh. Jenis wine dari Of My Venus, Haji udah jadi dominance S di sana. Keyboy cukup telat tadi datangnya ya. Sedangkan Suns malah di bawah, dia malah push turret di sana. Pertukaran cukup rugi ternyata dari ONIC Esport dan juga Blacklist di sana dengan Turtle dan juga atasnya juga hancur seharusnya. Waduh, bahaya juga nih. Athena udah jadi Keyboy, dominance Ace sudah jadi Boots di sini dan turret atas bakal hancur. Pertukaran yang menurut gua agak rugi ya di sini dari era ONIC Esport dan juga Blacklist, di mana mereka emang dapat turret bawah tapi turtle-nya kalah dan juga killnya dapat 2 dari Wise gitu. Dan mereka sekarang bergerak dengan bebas lagi gitu. Hati-hati Keyboy, keyboard bahaya sekali Keyboy. Akan mati kah? Udah nggak ada flicker lagi. Aduh. Cewek masih ada flicker di sana. Cewek udah gak ada flicker juga. Aduh, kacau juga nih. Boots bakal flank? Enggak dong. Oke, ada Boots di sana, nice banget. Maju lagi. Diselamatin sama Oh My Venus, gila. Timingnya cukup bagus dari Oh My Venus di sana. Suns, kita lihat di sini Suns mencoba untuk mengcommit blue buff terlebih dahulu. Launch Chakra udah keluarkan. Death of Despair udah jadi Wise di sini. Menit 8 dia habis War X dulu. Oke, cancel teleport dari Ohep di sana. Atasnya seharusnya bakal di-push dan turret objektif seharusnya bakal dimenangkan oleh ONIC Esport. Solo kill dari Wise di sana untuk Boots. Langsung saja digercep untuk ngambil turret ya. Gila. Wise pemilihan sangat amat bijak sekali. Tapi Drian di sana hampir mati tapi nggak mau dilanjutin lagi. Oh my god, Haji. Ternyata ada Haji di sana, makanya Edward nggak mau lanjutin lagi. Tapi udah sudah jadi sama Suns malah di bawah. Cewek bakal mati juga seharusnya di sini. Aduh, bahaya sekali Haji the flicker. Oh my god. Ini bahaya sekali untuk ONIC Esport. Mati 3 hero begitu saja, sedangkan Blacklist turret dapat, objektif dapat ya. Suns BOD War X pengen ke arah Endless Battle itu. Boots book udah jadi dominance dan pengen ke arah Oracle seharusnya itu. Dengan Keyboy di sini Athena dan pengen ke arah dominance S seharusnya. Haji pengen ke arah Radiant tapi cepet banget tuh. Cepet banget ngelordnya, ada Lunok soalnya situ. Oh my god, hero signaturnya emang kuat banget sih. Genius One, Lightning Crayon, udah clock, sakit banget. Dan seharusnya pengen ke arah Divine Glaive atau mungkin pengen ke arah Holy Crystal bisa jadi. Sedangkan dari Edward sini dia pengen buat ke arah Dominance S terlebih dahulu. Wise pengen ke arah Endless Battle seharusnya atau mungkin Winter bisa, Winter. Seharusnya dia Winter ya itemnya. Biasanya Winter ya. Tapi Haji mencoba untuk mengambil Keyboy tampaknya, tapi sangat sayang sekali ada backup yang cukup bagus dari arah ONIC Esport sana. Cewek bersiap untuk mengambil seseorang, nampaknya enggak di commit di midnya. oleh Blacklist. Malah dia pengen push atas saja. Ada Edward yang mencoba untuk menghalangi pergerakan dari ONIC. Nice banget cuy. Gila, Blacklist rapi banget. Radian udah jadi oleh Haji di sana. Oh my Venus. Oh my Venus, apakah akan mempok ke arah Kibo? Nampaknya enggak jadi. 2000 wise damage sakit banget. Midnya seharusnya bakal hancur di sini, nggak bisa di defense. Dan Edward bakalan mengikuti Lord untuk push di bottom lane di sana. Tapi Edward bakal mencoba untuk ngambil Kiboy dan mid lane-nya juga hancur. Oh my god, defense-nya jelek banget cuy. ONIC 3 lane gitu langsung hancur. Kalau mau satu defense gitu. Satu defense lane bot, satu defense lane mid, satu defense lane top gitu kan bisa ya. Edward bakalan coba untuk mencicil saja Kiboy di sana. Dia tahu kalau dia nggak bisa dibunuh langsung gitu. Tapi Haji udah bersiap di bush. Kita lihat di sini. Kiboy hati-hati Kiboy. Ada Haji di situ. Sans, aduh Sans, jangan terlalu dalam Sans. Ada Haji di sana, ada flicker Haji coy. Itu Haji flicker beneran ya. Tapi Haji mencoba untuk mengambil ancang-ancang. Siapakah yang diambil? Tapi Wise tertarik, nice banget cewek. Oracle udah jadi dari boots. Kita lihat sini apakah bakal war. Oke, di sini Edward bakal mundur. Sans sudah jadi endless battle, sedangkan Wise di sini nggak ada, jadi nggak bakal bisa diwarin dari area Blacklist pada ONIC ya. Tapi Oheb udah siap di sana. Oke, nice banget. Midnya seharusnya bakal dapat nih. Mid lane-nya bakal dapat ring dari area Kiboy. Kiboy bikin ring bagus ya, gue nggak tahu deh. Hati-hati itu Edward sakit banget itu. Aduh, Sans-nya langsung di combo sama Edward begitu sangat amat cepat sekali. Ini bakalan kebalik seharusnya. Hati-hati cewek udah nggak ada flicker. Cewek nggak ada flicker, hati-hati. Masih ada ulti tapi ya. Tapi Haji bakal mempick. Nice banget. Aduh, ada Oheb di sana. Nice banget, gagal Oheb. Nice. Nggak ada Wise di sana. Damage-nya jadi kurang dari arah Black, tapi Sans di sana nice banget damage-nya. Endless battle. BOD War X sakit banget. Nice banget. Antikwira sudah jadi dari cewek. Nice. ONIC, come on. Bisa tunggu Lord? Enggak kayaknya. Paling push atas dan juga bottom lane. Oke, Sans bakal maju. Hati-hati Sans itu sakit loh. Jangan terlalu maksa Sans. Boots bakal mencoba untuk membunuh. Nice banget, Wise-nya bakal mati. Nice. Atas juga bakalan dipush oleh cewek di sini top lane. Inhibitor turretnya. Enggak, nampaknya Sans bikin damage full dengan DHS, Endless, BOD dan juga War X. Sans di sini itemnya full damage parah cuy. Dan seharusnya di item terakhirnya Immortal. Tapi Oheb udah jadi Holy Crystal di sini. Oke, jangan sombong dulu ONIC karena turretnya masih sama ya. Jadi harus berhati-hati dan Sans harus bikin defense, harus banget, kalau nggak dia bakal mudah di pick off. Brian udah pengen ke arah Blood of Thieves ya, BOD Brian. Cewek pengen ke arah Dominance Ace atau mungkin Oracle tuh. Oracle bisa jadi. Tapi Lordnya seharusnya bakal cepet diambil oleh ONIC Sport. Tapi ada Haji, hati-hati situ ada Haji coy. Oke, Brute Force nice banget Sans. Nice banget, acak-acakan ini. Acak-acakan Blacklist perangnya. Hati-hati Drian. Aduh, nice banget. Aduh, Drian mati coy. Tapi Sans bergerak dengan sangat amat biasa. Nice. Wise. Sakit banget itu Wise. Immortality jadi Kiboy, tapi Boots nggak bisa maksain gitu Boots. Aduh, jadi nggak bisa di end dong ini. Oke, jadi Sans lu nggak boleh mati kalau bisa. Jadi Sans itu sakit banget loh, Edward. Nice, masih ada ulti, Monshock keluar, tapi Kiboy menggunakan ultinya. Nice banget, mati dari Wise di sana. Edward seharusnya bakal mati juga di sini. Sans menggila everybody. Nice banget, Athena dari Sans di sana. Ternyata item defense-nya terakhirnya itu adalah Athena di sana ya. Bukan Immortal atau mungkin Dominance S. Nice banget, Haji udah jadi Immortal di sana. Cewek nggak ada flicker, tapi seharusnya dia bakal bisa ngambil salah satu dari player. Nice banget, ngambilnya Haji. Tapi Haji ada Immortal, pecah. Nice, pecah. Seharusnya ini bakal menjadi game ONIC Esports seharusnya. Nice banget, Sans sudah menggila banget. Sans 10-0-3 ya. Bergerak sangat bebas sekali. Oracle udah jadi dari cewek di sana. Seharusnya ini bakal langsung di end. Sans hati-hati, sakit banget damage dari Sun. Oh my god, nice banget. GG untuk ONIC Esports, GG banget. Sans menggila. dengan full damage item. Cuma Athena satu doang ya. Cuma Athena satu doang. DHS, Endless Battle, BOD, RX. Gila. Full item gitu langsung sakit banget Suns cuy. Mengalahkan Blacklist dengan hero signature mereka. Wow. GG banget. ONIC Esports Suns yang gila banget dengan ISS-nya, full item damage. Cuma satu aja item defense-nya, yaitu Athena ya. Alright, nice banget untuk ONIC Esports, dan bakal lanjut ke match yang ketiga ya. Oke, gue pengen off dulu sebentar. Alright.
ONIC Esports in the mid side managed to cut steals, managed to find the mistakes that Blacklist made and just capitalize on it, Mirko.
Yeah, that was huge from both teams. You know, we saw a lot of mistakes being made by ONIC as well, where Blacklist were able to get the 4,000 gold, they were able to get the Lord going, but Arashi, analysis, let's go.
Book guy, book man, cute boy, whatever, let's go.
Let's go. Well, game number 2 here, a completely different look. And again, Blacklist International got all their comfort picks. But for the most part, it's not like ONIC was on unfamiliar picks either, because they do have the Ruby that we've seen used a lot by ONIC. We have seen the Esmeralda, the Yusun Shin in particular, as well as the Nathan. So by all means, it's the showdown between the two comfort compositions from both teams. And right here, ONIC really comes out on top because they do have, you know, a stronger late game, right, in this situation, in this composition in particular. They have much better late game. And in the early game, I talked about how it really seems that Blacklist International really enjoys this combo-based fast burst composition, and they don't like it when the fights go late. But in this game, compared to the previous game, there's a lot more crowd control on the side of ONIC. You can see here CW on the Ruby having a bunch of sustain and also being very durable in the front line. So is Boots with the basically full tank build except for the Enchanted Talisman. So they were planning on making this fight a long drawn-out fight. They even picked up the Rafaela for an extra bit of kiting potential, as well as peel for the side of Keyboy, despite, you know, usually being a playmaker, aggressive player. So with that, and two marksmen basically, two late-game marksmen with a variety of damage. There's physical damage coming in from Suns. There's magic damage coming in from Brian. So it's just very difficult for Blacklist to just get an easy shutdown. And I think even if their best choice, their best bet is to get a big pick off, but in the late game with the Ruby around and the Rafaela as well, it really wasn't as simple as it was in the previous game for them to try and make those insane picks with Haji's Cho. So it was just very difficult. Early on, there's just a lot more fighting capability from the side of ONIC because they do have a bit more crowd control and utility to work with. Overall, I do think that Blacklist does have the advantage, especially if they play around Edward with, you know, Edward Balboa here with the Paquito. You can see he does have a very aggressive item build, so it's a very fearsome force on the field, and several times it got pretty close where Edward would be dueling with Sans or even Drian, and he would just barely lose it. So it was really very close of a game, and at every moment you keep seeing the gold lead go back and forth. But when you do that, when the games aren't neat and there's kills being traded again and again, it's always gonna eventually it's always gonna basically favor the team with the better late game. And in this situation, it's ONIC. We saw a similar predicament between ONIC and RRQ, I believe, where it really seems like whoever has the better late game will end up coming out on top. So we have to see if Blacklist now, seeing that this might be the case, revert back to their more well-known late game style. Although with how much respect is being put on that Aldous from the side of Blacklist International, maybe it will be quite difficult for them to find a late game pick that can have as much impact as the Aldous that they're used to. So we'll have to see what will happen. But we do see a lot of different looks coming from these two teams, and I think adjustments still can be made. Again, we talked about the flexibility from both of these teams, being able to play a multitude of champions, of heroes, as well as having the ability to just shift their composition. And here, Rich Guy and the carry is going to be Suns on the Yi Sun-shin. And even before the kills, the insane triple kills and double kills, and all that late game prowess that comes from Suns being a very well-known Yi Sun-shin player with very sound mechanics. Again, when they want to last towards that late game, the intel game coming from the Mountain Shocker is just invaluable. Several times I feel like they are able to maneuver out of a tough situation because they do have a bit more info compared to Blacklist. And with the help of the Rafaela, it really isn't that difficult. And they have a lot better of a front-to-back composition with the Ruby in the mix as well. So we'll have to see if the Ruby will actually get banned out, because I think that's a big problem. Several times we see plays being attempted by Haji or the rest of the members from the side of Blacklist, and it just gets shut down by the mini stun coming in from the Ruby on CW there. So, and that late game, that was really a big problem for sure. And I think that is something that they have to address if they want to go with this similar burst teamfight composition, like with the Bane as well as the Paquito, right? So we'll have to see. I think that both teams at one point does make a lot of mistakes happen as well. So it really is by all means still a very close game. It's 1-1 right now, and it is a best of 5. So there's still a lot of things we can expect to see, a lot of adjustments. And you know, that's why you know, this is the finals, guys. It's gonna be very exciting. It is the best of 5 after all, so we'll have to see. I think one thing that would be a concern now will be actually the side lane matchup yet again, because despite being very strong on the sides, on the side lanes from the side of Blacklist, I think they really could have made a bit more a place in that with that in mind. And ONIC was just able to maneuver around and avoid these bigger fights for the most part, even though they did get the first blood and the turtle as well. So maybe a bit more respect towards the mid lane Nathan as well. It is not a very high profile pick, but in the hands of Drian, we've seen the damage it can do, and it just provides a lot of DPS as well as burst damage. So it's just almost like the best of both worlds in terms of damage output. So maybe that is something that they don't want to let go, because it really seems that Blacklist International has a lot of easier time dealing with the Nathan compared to dealing with the Sicilian in the first game. So we'll have to see what they will opt to do. Will they let go of the Sicilian in favor of the Nathan? It's all up to Blacklist, and of course Coach Bonchan probably already has the same things in mind, and is already starting to have his own mixture of strategy. But the MVP for this game is going to be Suns on that Yi Sun-shin, 10-0-3, 100,000 damage dealt, 928 gold per minute, and 0 deaths, guys. In a game that's so close and so competitive, so back and forth, Suns has 0 deaths despite getting taken to very low HP multiple times. This man is, again, this is why, like, when I saw the picks, yes, Blacklist was on their comfort heroes, but so was ONIC. So it made for a very exciting spectacle. It's almost as if like there's a duel in mechanics between the two teams, because it's just about the execution at that point. They're both comfortable, they're both confident in that composition, and it just happens that ONIC comes out on top because it's just so back and forth, and which is why maybe the shift will be to prioritize the late game picks for both of these teams, because I'm pretty sure Wise is in his own right a very competent Yi Sun-shin player as well. This might be a pick that ends up being contested, but for this game, again, it's just very well played by ONIC Esports, and Suns it's just so consistent, and despite the games being very difficult, he just gets the opportunity to try and get that income, no worries, and he can still carry the game in that late game. And you know, having the exact knowledge, knowing when to go in and go out from these very close fights that Blacklist really wants to catch ONIC in. So either ONIC will try and deny the crowd control from either Blacklist will deny the crowd control from ONIC to try and deny the disengage, or they're gonna try and secure a bit more of a reliable engage from the side of Blacklist International, I think. But looking at the highlights from game number 2, guys, it's just a bunch of stuff that happened in this game. It was very exciting. Going into the first turtle and also the first blood, I believe, coming in. It's just a dominant show, and as you can see, it's not as if Blacklist wasn't performing. There's plenty of combos being made, but you see that cancel coming in from the first ability of Yi Sun-shin is just massive mechanical outplay coming in from Suns onto Yi Sun-shin. And here, perhaps All Might Venus got a bit too eager to try and secure these kills because, by all means, if Blacklist got rolling and they got to snowball, they're going to do a lot of damage. Right here, they do catch out CW as well as GN on the Ruby and Nathan because they tried to contest the turtle with only 2 of them. A bit of a mistake in my opinion, but as you can see, the plays coming in from Haji still catching out Drian in that situation, immediately putting the side of ONIC on the back foot, and they're still able to just continuously get all these picks. But towards that late game is where they get a bit more things going on for them. The solo kill here by Edward as well. This is why this man is so feared. But towards this late game, as you can see, when the fights last a bit longer and they don't immediately get bursted out, Suns just has so much space, so much possibilities to make. He gets a triple kill here as well. And from that shift in momentum there, they just constantly kept going for fights. And for the most part, if they don't get their core members bursted out or caught out of position, they can just come back in here. This is a very close fight between Wise and Suns here. But Suns very wisely backs out because knowing that Wise needs the bush to actually make that outplay. But being, I think that was a 3v3 at that point. But towards that late game, again, with the game going so long and with such a late game composition, it's almost inevitable that eventually ONIC does get the upper hand. And again, perhaps without the Ruby, BLACKLIST International can pull off the same kind of team fight we saw them pull in the previous game as well. So that'll be the question, I think. When everything is so neatly done and when both teams have been rotating very well and they know exactly what to avoid, the crowd control that can allow each team to force the opposing sides into a fight, for example, or to get picks on the opposing team that's moving in a very neat and calm manner, I think will be very beneficial, very critical for both teams. So I think there'll be a bit of crowd control being contested in the drafting phase. We'll have to see who comes out on top. And this is a showdown between the coaches. Coach Bonchan, as Mirko very often says, is a mastermind. He knows a lot. But the coach on the side of ONIC is no pushover either. So it will be a duel between them before game number 3 here. So we'll just have to wait. Right now, I'm sending you guys back to our great casters, Mirko and Goni. Let's go.
Boom, bada bing, bada bang, bang. Let's
Boom
get it.
shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. We have a third game here in the series, 1-1.
Thank you, Rashi.
Thank you, Rashi. Thank you.
But yes, Yi Sans Shin.
Yi Sans Shin, the
Yi
new
Sans.
nickname for Sans, all right? Whenever this man gets the YSS,
Oh.
he wins, man. Back in MPL Season 8, I forgot to say this, a little bit of a... It's just a little bit of a teaser, but he has a 100% win rate on the Yi Sun Shin, so it should be Yi
Yi
Sans
Sans
Shin.
Shin. But yes, again, well, I expect here, Mirko, in game numero 3,
Número 3.
Blacklist
Uh-huh.
will ban out that Yi Sans Shin.
Batting away the Yi Sun Shin is going to be very, very good, right? Taking it away, honestly, from Sans, it's going to limit his hero pool. And when Sans doesn't prevail in that jungle, we see many times that ONIC has actually found a lot of struggle, right?
Yeah, that's
when
true.
they need Sans to be ahead, they need Sans to be on a carry type of hero. When you put him on the Paquito, sure, he can carry, but not to those late stages. The Yi Sans Shin has been one of their staple picks here in the MPL, right? With that taken away, forcing him onto something like the Ling, like the Lancelot, is going to be really, really good for the side of BLACKLIST International. So we're just going to have to see what Coach Bonchan plans to do next.
Plans to do next. And in game number 2, it wasn't really all ONIC.
No,
because of course,
no,
Blacklist
Blacklist.
International.
Game 1 was all Blacklist.
That's true. That is true. Game number 1 was all Blacklist. But in game number 2, Blacklist showed their efforts. They controlled for, multiple phases, I believe.
yeah.
But then again, ONIC Esports finds the right loophole, finds the right initiation on towards Blacklist, and just bring the momentum from then and there. And when that Yi Sun Shin gets going, my oh my, can you stop Sans?
Can you stop Sans? That was basically Sans went. Did he?
He didn't die.
He didn't die.
He didn't die.
He
in
did.
game
He
number
did
2.
100,000 damage. He got 928 GPM, and he didn't die in that game. Right. Very similarly to what we saw from BLACKLIST International in game number 1. But game number 1, it was all BLACKLIST. Game number 2, it was back and forth, and Sans still managed to survive the entire time throughout that game.
Yeah, again, against Blacklist's...
I'm so surprised, honestly, because
comfortable heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go, the power picks for the side of Blacklist, but they managed to squeak in a dub. Now, with this momentum, will Blacklist adapt, or will
They need to.
ONIC bring the momentum from game number
Yeah.
2 and win game number 3? That is the case. Expectations for game number 3. Mirko.
Expectations from game number 3. Blacklist International, they're a team who wants their code to be broken. They adapt, they overcome, they evolve so fast. And this is exactly what they want. They want ONIC to be able to beat them so that they can come back. Remember, in the Filipino Grand Finals, this is exactly what we saw. ONIC took one game off of Blacklist and they instantly changed. They were able to adapt that fast. Just with the 5-minute break that they got,
My God.
instantly coming into next game with anger, with hunger, and we're able to take ONIC in the Philippines down 4-1.
Nasty again. Blacklist still very scary team. Again, it's really a tough job to take a dub against Blacklist. But today, RRQ managed to squeak in a game, as well as ONIC. Will it continue though? Because like you said, Mirko, Blacklist evolves quickly. So let's just jump into the gaming house for game number 3.
Let's go.
Blacklist International.
Blacklist
Again.
International against ONIC Esports. Let's dive into the gaming house right now.
Yeah, dive.
Unfortunately, we haven't gotten into it, but there you go. We are gonna dive into the gaming house right now. ONIC Esports.
Okay, ONIC Esports here. The ambience, the environment in their gaming house, they look chill but focused as well. Now though, in game number 3, who will have the first pick? Because in game number 1, it was ONIC. In game number 2, it was Blacklist. Now, in game number 3, who will take the first
Alright, game yang ketiga bakal dimulai langsung.
Go for the first pick indeed, Connie. In the second phase, in the second game, we saw that ONIC went for that second pick. But here in game number 3, it might be Blacklist taking it
Game
back
ketiga,
from them after the last game.
Blacklist dengan hero signaturnya bisa dikalahkan oleh ONIC Esports ya. Gua gak nyangka banget ya. Langsung di ban Estes dan juga Aldosnya. Ada Hayabusa di ban, YVE di ban, third ban dari ONIC Esports. Selena bakal di ban, second ban, dan Esmeralda yang bakal di ban. Emang tadi Esmeraldanya si Boots itu ganggu banget ya. Damage-nya ada, durability-nya juga ada kan. Mereka nggak mau ngelepas Esmeralda dengan seperti mudah. Tapi kita lihat sini Matilda masih open, Rafaela masih open untuk Oh My Venus. Apakah yang akan diambil? Jauh head pun masih free. Paquito juga masih free. I don't know. Yi Sun-shin. Oke, Yi Sun-shin yang langsung diambil oleh Wise. Kita tahu tadi sama ONIC Esports, sorry. Oke, Paquito yang langsung diambil oleh Blacklist. Kita tahu tadi Sans menggunakan siapa? Yi Sun-shin-nya tuh gila banget ya. Attack speed ada, damage ada, farmingnya luas banget lah, luasa banget. Nggak diganggu sama sekali oleh Oh My Venus dan juga Edward tadi. Haji ya. Farmingnya jadi enak banget Sans, dan untuk di late jadi gila banget dengan DHS, Endless Battle, War X, BOD bahkan.
Towards a hero for Boots, honestly.
A hero for Boots is going to be really good. Getting that Bowman as well against the Paquito will be able to get some things done into that lane. But now with Blacklist International banning away the Esmeralda, ONIC Esports will have to.
Oke, second dan third pick dari ONIC Esports. Kita lihat sini ada Bane dan juga Rafaela. Bane yang bakal diambil oleh ONIC Esports. Tadi kan Blacklist ya, Wise ya. Sekarang Rafaela lagi dipakai oleh Keyboy. Kita tahu efektif banget ya, Sans dan juga Keyboy, Rafaela dan juga YSS tuh efektif banget kombonya. Masih ada Barats, masih ada apa lagi ya? Alice belum di ban. Harit juga masih ada. Untuk Blacklist ya.
The final hero in the first phase, what will they pick up here to synergize with this Paquito and Matilda, and it
Nah, Harit kan bener kan?
like we predicted.
Oke, untuk fourth band kita lihat di sini Blacklist. Apakah itu siapa namanya? Gue lupa. Poveus. Poveus counter banget sama Harit, makanya di band. Nice one. Dan yang bakal make si Oheb, Harit, Oheb, dan Edward Pakwito. Wise-nya gue gak tahu. Barats mungkin yang bakal di band.
This is the Bane picked up as a mid laner for the side of ONIC Esports. Sure, it can be flexed everywhere.
Karina yang bakal di ban oleh ONIC Esports. Sedangkan last ban untuk Blacklist kita lihat sini, apakah faktornya mungkin Yuzong, Lapu-Lapu, Lunox juga bisa. Nathan, masih ada Nathan. Yep. 1-1 juga masih ada.
Will perhaps they let it go. Now, ONIC Esports, they might that Rafaela pick could come in huge, especially picking played by Keyboy. But we'll have to see here. ONIC though, very wise there, banning out that Karina.
Ruby, nice banget, nice one. Ruby bakal di ban. Pilihan yang sangat amat bagus banget. Karena kita tahu tadi cewek dengan Ruby-nya bermain dengan sangat amat epic banget ya. Flickernya tuh nggak dipakai buat ulti flicker gitu, malah flicker langsung ulti gitu. Bagus banget untuk nangkap pergerakan dari siapa tadi, Edward ya, Edward Pakwito. Masih ada Barats, Barats di ban ya. Oke, Barats di ban. Wise pakai apa ini Wise hero-nya ya? Roger, nggak suka Roger. Mungkin side lane-nya dulu ya. Mage-nya dulu. Chow, masih ada Chow. Masih ada Chow untuk si Haji. Jauhead Haji. Oh iya, Jauheadnya belum di ban cuy. Nice banget dong, gila. Oke, fourth pick dan juga fifth pick dari ONIC Esports. Kita lihat sini bakalan apa yang diambil. Masih ada side lane-nya Yuzong 1-1. Lapu-Lapu juga masih bisa. Yang untuk lock Harit sih mungkin Yuzong ya, Yuzong. Atau mungkin Lapu-Lapu nggak bisa Harit. 1-1 lawan Harit bisa, 1-1 menang seharusnya lawan Harit ya. Kalau udah jadi 1-1-nya. Bagus sih, bisa sih. Oke, Hyles dan juga Popol. Oke, Popol Pupa meta banget ya, Popol Pupa. Tapi Hyles bakalan dicoba lagi oleh Boots di sini. Oke, last pick dari Blacklist, skornya kita lihat apakah yang akan diambil. Atau mungkin Pakwito Wise bisa jadi. Tapi enggak sih kayaknya. Edward ya. Oke, Yushunsin diambil, Bane udah diambil, Aldos di ban, Barats di ban. Apalagi nih hero Wise. Apalagi hero Wise, kita lihat sini. Oke, apakah akan dipick? Siapa? Granger. Granger Wise. Oke, Wise bisa Granger. Wise bisa Granger, gue pernah lihat ya dia sekali dua kali dia pakai Granger dan juga jago juga. Oke, di sini cukup berbahaya dari ONIC Esports, tapi ONIC Esports ada Sans yang menggunakan Yushunsin lagi. Yang late game udah pasti aman banget lah ya. Ada Sans as Yushunsin. Keyboy make Rafaela, Hyles Boots kan ya. Drian make Bane, Popol cewek. Popol cewek sih ngeri ya. Jauhead Haji, Pakwito ini hero signature lagi ya. Cuma Wise doang, Wise jarang pakai Granger. Tapi ini sisanya pakai hero signature mereka semua. Hero kejagoan mereka semua lah. Oke, ini dia match yang ketiga, yang mana ini belum menjadi penentu, tapi kita bakal langsung lihat dan semoga ONIC Esports yang bakal ngambil match yang ketiga ini. Oke, sini Boots menghadapi Edward ya di sana ya. Enggak deh, Boots lawan si Oheb.
Once again, Indonesia taking on the Philippines here for the third game. Once again,
My Venus tidak mengganggu kah?
definitely play
Mengganggu
into it.
pergerakan Wise seharusnya harus.
Yeah, Drian will
Mereka
play
butuh
that.
buat.
For now,
Tapi
we can
Kiboy-nya
see
malah
that
mengganggu ya.
BBC
Nice banget ONIC Sport, come on.
pass, purple, no, orange buff clear.
Yeah, right there again.
Oke, nggak apa-apa, nggak apa-apa. Masih bisa, masih bisa. Oke, Little Wanderer, siapakah yang akan diambil? Suns dengan retributionnya. Haji dicicil cukup sakit, tapi Suns juga darahnya berkurang cukup banyak. Dan Suns yang dapat nice banget, tapi Boots dengan flickernya langsung mengarah ke arah Haji, tapi nggak mati di sana. Haji masih ada flicker di sana ya. Kiboy mencoba untuk mengganggu pergerakan dari Wise di sini, malah dibalikan. Tapi oh my Venus, hati-hati Suns. Oh my god, Suns karat banget cuy. Sama oh my Venus, sakit banget oh my Venus. Langsung sekarat dan harus balik dari arah Suns di sana ya. Dan Kiboy mencoba terus mengganggu pergerakan dari Wise. Dia nggak mau ngasih Wise space yang cukup banyak ya. Drian di sini sebagai support masih cukup baik, tapi Haji di sana dapat Drian tapi sangat oke. Kayak untung enggak ya. Gue kira sana ada flicker loh. Lu nggak ada. Oke, di sini Wise baru mengambil blue buff di sana. Oh my Venus sudah jadi penetration, Kiboy udah jadi warrior boots sana. Suns sudah ngambil red buff dengan cepat sekali. Hati-hati Suns masih ada imun. Yap, nice banget imunnya dipakainya. Gila. Nahannya bagus banget sih. Oke, tough boost di sini Edward kalah landing sama boots, nice banget. Kini cewek mencoba untuk burst dari arah Oheb, tapi lihat sini turtle-nya Wise bakal mencoba menggabung. Oh my god, nice banget. Haji mencoba untuk mengambil Drian tapi sangat disayangkan sekali, gak ada backup yang cukup baik dari arah Blacklist di sana dan harus tumbang dari arah Haji. Nice banget ONIC Sport, come on. Turtle seharusnya bakal gampang banget diambil sama Suns ya, karena nggak ada Haji di sana, masih jauh. Oke, Kiboy mencoba untuk mengganggu pergerakan dari Oh My Venus supaya tidak mengganggu turtle-nya, dan yap, turtle diamankan oleh Sun seorang dengan sangat amat mudah sekali di sana. Aduh, cewek dapat sana. Aduh, cewek dilempar gitu saja oleh Haji. Tidak menggunakan ulti juga, tapi mungkin nggak ada flicker ya, nggak ada flicker dari arah cewek di sana. Suns di sini kaya banget ya, nice banget. Ini kayak tadi sini Suns, farmingnya kayak tadi, persis banget. Nice. Bakal menggila di late game seharusnya Suns ya. Tapi kita lihat di sini Oh My Venus mencoba one by one melawan Drian, tapi ada Suns di sana yang mencoba membantu Drian di sana ya. Oke, di sini blue buff masih lama banget, jauh banget ya. Goldnya mungkin masih banyakkan Suns daripada Wise. Atau mungkin sama ya. Enggak deh, masih banyakkan Suns. Haji mencoba untuk membantu Oheb mempick off cewek nampaknya sini, tapi udah ketahuan. Ada Kiboy juga di sana yang udah siap membantu cewek juga. Oke, Oh My Venus sudah datang juga di sini, hati-hati bahaya banget ya. Oke, Oh My Venus sudah siap langsung. Oke, nice banget. Gagal ya warnya. Drian udah jadi clock. Hunter strike dulu pertama item Wise, dan cewek langsung jadi BOD menit 4 BOD cewek. Wow. Oheb udah jadi calamity. Oke, di sini cewek sih gila banget farmingnya cuy. Menit 4 pas loh itu BOD. Menit 4 pas BOD. Udah gila kali. Blacklist counternya itu ONIC Sport, nice banget. Wise ketahuan lokasi nampaknya, tapi sini atasnya seharusnya nggak bakal bisa di defense sama Blacklist ya. Masih bisa coy, gila. Apakah akan dibalikan? Oke, ada Drian di sana mencoba untuk mengganggu zoning dari arah Blacklist di sana ya. Tapi kita lihat sana ada Boots dan juga Edward, dan nampaknya Boots menangkan landing dari arah Edward ya. Edward nggak bisa ngelawan Boots. Kuito lawan Hylas kalah ya. Wow. Edward baru jadi Warex, dan Oheb nampaknya juga di sini agak kesusahan melawan cewek yang udah jadi BOD gitu. Drian nampaknya posisinya yang cukup jelek ya dari Drian di sana. Untuk Turtle seharusnya agak susah, tapi ada cewek di sana yang cukup untuk membantu Blacklist, tapi cewek. Oke, Retri, nice banget. Nice banget, ini bakal menjadi game unik banget sih. Oheb masih di atas, nggak membantu Turtle karena landingnya tadi kalah. Genius Wine dari arah Oh My Venus di sana. Oke, atasnya hancur tapi dapat Turtle, jadi agak untung lah seharusnya ya. Oke, di sini bakal atasnya kita lihat Oheb sakit banget damage dari arah si cewek tadi ya. Nggak mati Ohebnya cuy. Aduh, itu pasifnya Keyboy nggak ke arah Oheb ya? Apa nggak ke arah Oheb ya? Wow, ini bahaya sih nih dari arah ONIC Sport. Tapi Sunsnya nggak mati. Untungnya Sunsnya nggak mati. Oke, Edward nggak bisa melawan Boots dengan mudah dan langsung mati seharusnya di sini sama Drian. Aduh, nggak kena skill 2-nya cuy. Bahaya dari Drian. Boots seharusnya nggak bakal mati. Nah, nice banget. Tapi Drian nggak ada flicker dan seharusnya bakal mati di sini. Yap, buying time banget. Nice banget. Buying time cukup lama untuk mid lane yang diambil. Nice banget dominance dari arah Haji di sana. Enggak hancur nampaknya ya mid lane turretnya. Oke, sini udah di bawah tukeran lane kayaknya dari arah Edward dan juga Oheb. Nggak kuat lawan Boots, nampaknya Edward beralih ke top lane. Keyboy ketahuan, Keyboy langsung mati nampaknya di sini. Oke, nice banget Keyboy, masih ada healing dari Oracle di sana. Brute Force sudah jadi dari Wise di sana. Brute Force, Hunter Strike, itemnya Wise ya. Athena dari Keyboy, pantesan nggak mati ya. Nice banget Keyboy, walaupun menggunakan flicker, tapi masih bisa selamat, itu untung banget ya. Turret masih dimenangkan oleh ONIC Sport. 2 turret yang diambil, mid lane dan juga top lane. Untuk bottom lane kayaknya belum ya. Turtle yang ketiga seharusnya bakal diambil oleh ONIC Sport. Kita lihat apakah akan terjadi war yang bisa membalikan keadaan untuk Blacklist atau mungkin tetap ONIC Sport yang memegang kedudukan. Lightning to Crayon udah jadi Drian, Clock, Lightning to Crayon. Oke, nice banget. Oke, Drian bakal join war, tapi cewek nggak bakal join. Langsung saja mengarah ke Suns, langsung sekarat Sunsnya tapi nggak mati. Nice banget Edward yang seharusnya bakal mati, dan juga Haji sakit banget damage dari Drian. Kita lihat di sana. What? Sakit banget tapi masih bisa diselamatkan oleh yang main finish di sana. Nice banget, Suns gak mati di lock gitu ya sama My Venus dan juga Edward. Nice banget, malah Turtle nice banget. Oheb udah jadi Holy Crystal. Oheb mungkin agak kurang di cooldown skill 2 nya ya, masih kurang, dan BOD langsung diambil oleh Suns di sana. The Warex BOD juga pengen ke arah DHS, tapi nampaknya cewek dalam bahaya di sini. Masih ada flicker dari cewek, nice banget. Malah Oh My Venus ya bakal mati. Nice banget. Langsung flicker tapi bisa di purify. Harus mati di sana dari Oheb, dan Haji juga seharusnya bakal mati. All di Suns juga di sana ya. Enggak, nampaknya diambil oleh Keyboy. Nice banget ONIC Sport. Come on, Suns CSS-nya terlalu gila ya. Jujur aja. Drian sakit juga, Drian ada alatnya untuk Crayon dan juga Clock di sana. Moonshock dikeluarkan. Midnya nggak bakal bisa di defense, seharusnya Edward bakal mati juga bisa seharusnya di sini. Suns dengan damage yang sakit banget cuy. Haji mengarah ke siapa? Haji nggak mengarah ke siapa-siapa, malah mati dia. Aduh, nice banget. Counternya Blacklist tuh ONIC Esport cuy ya. Satu-satunya yang bisa ngalahin dengan Suns sebagai Sunshinnya Oh My Venus. Pakai hero andalannya aja langsung kalah gitu. Edward pakai hero jagoan dia juga 0-2 gitu sama Boots ya. Dimain-mainin sama Boots. Nice banget. Oke, defense turretnya seharusnya nggak bakal bisa. Bisa deh, masih bisa dari arah Blacklist, tapi langsung Haji flickernya nggak dapat siapapun, langsung digas lagi oleh ONIC Sport. Harus mati nampaknya dari sana, dari Haji dengan gagalnya flicker di sana. Tapi Edward, hati-hati Edward. Nice banget. Mati. Gila, Suns cuy, sakit banget damage-nya. Itu satu panah doang ke arah Haji, ke arah Edward langsung mati gitu. SS-nya Suns itu terlalu gila ya. Isunshinnya Suns terlalu gila cuy. Jujur aja ya. Kalau dilepas lagi bisa-bisa 3-0, 3-1 ya. Endless battle. Bulu ya OHP-nya. Gak bikin item cooldown. Oke, Suns di sini udah menggila banget ya. Udah luasa banget untuk ngapa-ngapain. Masuk enak, keluar enak juga. Sedangkan Wise di sini dia harus butuh item lagi. Dia hanya brute force untuk damage-nya. Oke, blue buff langsung dikasih oleh OHP. Ini harus banget. Karena OHP nggak ada cooldown sama sekali ya. Cuma Holy Crystal dan juga bulu di sana. Lord yang pertama belum level 2. Ring udah jadi dari arah Keyboy di sana. Oke, Boots bakalan di geng, nampaknya enggak, masih ada Suns di sana yang nunggu. Athena udah jadi oleh Boots di sana, kita lihat. Oke, ini bakal dikawal sama cewek dan di atas bakal langsung diambil sama Suns ya. Endless battle oleh Wise di sana, tapi nampaknya enggak cukup damage-nya. Inhibitor turret atas bakal diambil dan turret mid enggak, turret bawah juga seharusnya bakal diambil, enggak ya. Atas saja, inhibitor atas saja yang bakal diambil oleh Sport. Itu karena Lordnya masih level 1 ya. Jadi nggak bisa ambil 2 inhibitor, tapi langsung Boots menggunakan ulti. Hati-hati. Haji terbang begitu saja, bakal mati juga seharusnya di sini. Mount Shocker keluaran. Keyboy menahan Wise dengan sangat amat gampang banget di sana. Boots masih selamat, Boots. Suns, hati-hati Suns. Inhibitor turret bawah. Nice banget damage dari cewek, sakit banget. Udah ada BOD di sana, tapi Suns, hati-hati Suns, diulti oleh Omei Venus, tapi sakit banget damage dari Omei Venus. Haji bakal pick off Boots di sana. Dengan gak ada mananya, Boots bisa langsung gampang banget di pick off oleh Haji di sana ya. Edward, gak ada Edward. Suns apakah langsung di end oleh Suns ini? Gampang banget damage-nya, sakit banget dari arah Suns, dan juga ada dari arah Rian dengan clock dan juga lightning to Creon di sana ya. Oh my god. Nice banget ONIC Sport. Come on, 3-1 bisa ya. Ya, SS-nya Suns itu nggak bisa dilepas, jujur aja ya. Ya, SS-nya Suns tuh yang gila dari tadi. Walaupun itemnya damage banget ya, dia udah menang di awal gitu. Udah kaya di awal, jadi nggak usah item defense lagi. Cuma butuh Endless, BOD, War X, sama DHS. Langsung bebas kemana-mana deh. Dan ceweknya juga menit 4 itu langsung jadi BOD, coba. Apaan itu? Cewek langsung jadi BOD dengan mudahnya gitu. Gimana otaknya itu, cocok?
You cannot get too comfortable against this team. You can be at match point. They will still be able to come back.
ONIC Sport, come on, it's too strong guys ya. 3-1 bisa lah ya.
Of course, right now probably going in with analysis.
Yeah, I gotta agree. They are hungry, and with that loss, they are hungrier, I believe.
Yep, they're gonna be
hungrier. They're starving. But yes, ONIC Esports, what a performance there. Game number 3.
Match yang keempat, kita lihat apakah ONIC Sport langsung membabat habis Blacklist dengan 3-1, atau Blacklist yang masih bisa mempunyai kesempatan sekali lagi untuk menghadapi ONIC Sport ya.
Wow, what a dominant showing. I really wasn't
Nice banget.
expecting that. I thought the third game for sure would be very close, but I talked about
Oke,
how their defense in
mungkin istirahat bentar dulu ya. Lanjut di game keempat nanti, cuy.
BLACKLIST International really enjoys playing for those really swift, really big bursts of damage, and then like backing out immediately. So they really value, they're really good engage, and for that, you know, to that end, they did get the Jawhead pick. But the thing is, from the side of ONIC, they did pick up the Bane. In the previous game, I did think that if the ONIC had the Bane, then they could actually disengage a lot more reliably. And in this game, it really proves that that Bane ultimate is just a lot of utility. That's a bit too valuable, especially if you're on the defending side, because it essentially shuts down any kind of engage. Looking at the items now for Drian, he does have the Clock of Destiny Lightning Transient combo, that's standard, and the Divine Glaive as well. So even without any kind of extra slow from the items, he was already basically shutting down any kind of aggressive play as long as he presses the ulti in the right moment. One of the fights, Drian actually uses the ulti a bit too early and in a weird angle, and BLACKLIST got a bit over it, and that results in the members of ONIC needing to flicker out from really weird situations. So I think the Bane pick really is critical in this situation, because we've seen ONIC perform with the Hylos. But if against BLACKLIST International's dive, they can just ignore the Hylos and go behind the Hylos. But with the Bane, that is no longer an option. And now with 2 marksmen as well, there's a bunch of backline damage coming in from the Popo and Koopa of CW as well as Suns. And as always, with the comfort pick of CW, the Popo and Koopa can do so many things. And aside from doing a lot of damage, being dominant in the lane, shutting down the lane opponent, taking turrets fast, he also provides traps and intel, yet another layer of protection from the pick of potential from BLACKLIST. Because the way this matchup works from both these compositions is that if BLACKLIST gets the pick off, if they can catch one of the priority members, they win the game. They win the fight at least, and then they can continue that and win the game. We've seen that again and again. But with the traps around, with the Mountain Shocker, every time they go for a concealed play, the Mountain Shocker comes out, they get spotted, everyone moves away and gets kited by the speed of the Rafaela as well. So it's just a very, very concrete and almost, in a sense, foolproof game plan from ONIC, at least so far. BLACKLIST might come up with a solution, and it still is very possible for them to actually find, a way to deal with this. But looking at the damage now, you do see that actually the Matilda did the highest amount of damage from the side of BLACKLIST, and that's because the rest of them just simply can't get towards the members of ONIC Esports. So Matilda is one of the only ones who was doing damage in the early game, and in the late game has a bit of burst, but the rest of them has no gap closer that can follow up with the kind of aggression. So it's just very difficult for them. The rich guy and the carry is going to be Suns though. Again, is it too costly for BLACKLIST International to let Suns get this Yi Sun-shin yet again from Goni and Mirko? So it just gives so many things, and I think it's just a bit too costly. Perhaps in the next game it might be banned out or priority picked, depending on who is first pick, of course, from the 2 teams. So we'll have to see. But yes, ONIC with this front to back composition that wants to go to the late game seems to be finding a lot of success. And I wonder if BLACKLIST will try and change their style and try and go for the similar strat. But the MVP for the third game, is going to be Sans yet again. 5-0-5, 52,000 damage dealt, 891 gold per minute. Consistent as always. Mechanical plays on point, as we can see, cancelling ejectors as well as any kind of attempt coming in from the side of BLACKLIST International, and as well as always having perfect positioning so that even if BLACKLIST International are able to get their members onto Suns, they need to be using a lot of resources, like a Flicker, for example, or like an Ultimate. So he's never in a place that's easily accessible until perhaps the later stages of the fight, where he knows that he can calculate whose cooldowns are down, whose cooldowns are up, and what does he have to look out for to ensure that he is not caught out and he's able to actually do the damage that his team needs him to do to actually get the victory. And in that last fight, he was stuck in the base, and yet he was still able to escape. Again, credit to Suns on this Yusun-shin, and we'll have to see. There's a lot of new picks coming out now that BLACKLIST International need to deal with. The Bane pick, the Popo and Koopa pick, these are all picks that were giving them trouble because, again, the Popo and Koopa has a very healthy amount of crowd control. He gets shielding, and that is essentially why CW was able to make that huge outplay in the bottom side as well. But speaking of that outplay, we're going to see the highlights of game number 3 right now. As you can see, early on, the power of the Popo and Koopa pick is just so strong. And right here, the Deadly Cast just hits multiple people, and instantly the fight is no longer even in that sense. They just understand that, okay, we're too slow for this. And every single time they go for a dive like this, if they can get the priority member immediately, they just win. But unless that is able to be done, it's just very difficult. And here is that insane outplay by CW that also indirectly sets up his team for success here. Boots actually misses the stun here, but doesn't even matter. They go with the range that they have, the burst that they have, they get the kills, and instantly knowing that they have the advantage and they know their win conditions is to not get picked off, as long as they have the cooldowns ready to not get picked off, they can just keep going here. Right here, the Death Sonata actually almost catches one of the members of ONIC, but again, Sans with that mechanical play is just insane. And as you can see, this is the play where Haji goes in the backline, gets the ejector, but his team can't follow up because of the deadly catch. And so that is just a huge problem that needs to be banned or picked away from the side of ONIC if Blacklist International wants to attempt to win the game with the same strategy. And right here you see that with the Popo and Koopa, they can actually get the turret despite not having a minion wave. Sans here survives yet again despite the best efforts of Blacklist International. It was just a very tough game, man. And credit to Blacklist for even making it close, because I feel like any team that isn't as flexible or adaptable as Blacklist International would have lost the game even harder, in my opinion. Blacklist really did all they could. They made the plays, they attempted everything they could to try and turn this around. Unfortunately, in this third game, it just didn't work out. So, well played by ONIC, and nice try for Blacklist International. But yet again, this is only the third game, guys. There's still more to come. We'll have to see. We're gonna go into the game quite soon. But again, the difference in the crowd control, I think, will be very important, because people at this level, right, at this level that Blacklist and ONIC is operating on, they don't make mistakes. They're not stuck out of position. So you need the crowd control to make them get stuck out of position. So if you can force your opponents to do things they don't really want to, that is where you can get a lot of advantage, and you can actually get, quote unquote, have an easier time to try and get your win conditions. So game plan, I think, will be important as well. We'll have to see if Blacklist... I get the feeling they're going to try and go for a late game front-to-back composition as well, but we'll have to see. And obviously, if they go for that, it comes with its own set of problems, and ONIC probably will has the option of also going with that really aggressive assassin playstyle, because Sans, as always, is a very sound, consistent mechanical player. He can play on these assassins as well. We've seen him operate on the Fanny, on the Lancelot, for example. So there's still a lot of potential, a lot of strats both teams can explore. Both teams also enjoy a split push composition, for example, sometimes. So we haven't seen that come out yet. So that is still a possibility. We'll just have to see. But I think the priority bans for the side of Blacklist will be the Yushin, the Bane, as well as the Popol. The Hylos as well, if you really want to go front to back, but we'll have to see. So right now, for game number 4, sending you guys right back towards Goni and Mirko.
Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the casters here, Mirko and Goni. We are going to get into game number 4 very, very shortly, but it seems like, Goni, we are going to take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to take a quick break for now, get our voices for game number 4 and game number 5. It's been me, Mirko.
And Goni.
We'll see you after the break.
Malaysian teams like Team SMG right now is really good because, yeah, you know, Sasa is there. So, yeah, see you there, Sasa.
Hi everyone, it's me Bella on behalf of ONE Esports, here to talk with Team ONIC Esports about this tournament.
Hello. My name is Mars. I am now a coach in ONIC Esports, and beside me.
Hello, my name is Aldo, and I'm also the coach of ONIC Esports.
Hi, we have two coaches here for ONIC Esports. Okay, before we start a lot of the question, who do you think is the most improved player among all of the players?
Supposed to be Boots. What is it? The skills and good performance, and even the stability of his performance. So I think he deserves the most improved player.
Okay, so Coach Aldo is also having the same answer here.
Yeah, but I think aside from Boots, I think Keyboy should have a shout out too for being the most improved player, because he was once in MDL, and yeah, we can see like maybe last season he performed just normal, but I think this season he has improved very, very much, and yeah, it is shown in his gameplay and also his confidence in shot calling.
Among all of the matches that you've been played together with the team, is there any match that you will never forget?
I think I will never forget the funny match when we used funny in our MPL match against EFOS. I think that was unforgettable moment for us because we took a lot of risk there, even though we train a lot using funny in the scrims and in daily practice. But there was a lot of risk to play funny in the MPL tournament, right? So I think that one of the unforgettable moments.
On the previous MPLI, we know that you guys are forced to face your own family, which is ONIC Philippines. But the results were against you. It may happen again. We don't know yet. How will you be prepared for that one?
Yeah, I think we have a good relationship with the ONIC Philippines, right? We like our players know their players. We joke around, and we both know the coaches very well, and also the staffs there. I think it's like meeting. It's like maybe looking like a mirror, for sure. Looking at ONIC PH and ONIC ID is like looking at a mirror because we train a lot together. We share a lot together. Yeah, strategies. I think it's like looking. We know each other too well.
If you do meet them in the tournament, what do you think is your advantage compared to them?
I think, as I said before, we know each other too well, like very, very well. I think we already know their habits, what they're gonna do, what they're gonna pick, and so their pattern. And I think, but they also have the same advantage against us because they also knew our pattern, our draft pick, our habits, and etc. So I think it goes for both ways, for both teams. I think
Suns has been playing really well in this season, both in the jungler and also side laner. But if you have to choose as a coach, what role is the best for him?
For me personally, if I need to choose, I think I will choose a jungler for his role. I think his aggressive in the playstyle is really suit him in the jungle, so he can control the game, and he can use any assassin he wants. So and assassin really good right now in the jungle. So I think for now I will choose jungler for him.
Suns is a very, very mechanically gifted player, right? He can even he play funny, he play Hayabusa very well. I think it depends on the meta. I think if the meta right now needs to be a gold lane carry, a side lane carry, why not give him side lane carry? But if the meta is like more jungler carry jungler, it's gonna be jungler for me. So for me, it's where he can carry the team and play that damage output, the damage dealer hero.
We are hoping to see Fanny to be played by ONIC inside of MPLI. I'm gonna be waiting for that one. Are there non-MPL Indonesia teams that you are looking forward to be facing?
Maybe for the first one is supposed to be ONIC PH, right? Because and then I think Malaysian teams like Team SMG right now is really good because Sasa is there. So see you there, Sasa.
Before we're ending this conversation, is there anything you want to say to motivate your team to play inside of MPLI?
Just gonna play like we always do, and also just have fun in every game that we play, and I think the result will come naturally if we play well and we play good.
Okay, thank you so much, Coach Aldo and also Coach Mars, for having the conversation with us here. Good luck for your next match and bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
is the secret that you guys been so strong?
If we tell you, it wouldn't be much of a secret right now.
Hi everyone, it's me Vela on behalf of ONIC Sports, and now we are here to talk with Blacklist International for this tournament.
Hello everyone, I'm Rosel Cadavas. My IGN is Celrose, and I'm currently the International Esports Communications Manager for Blacklist International.
Hi, I'm Ronald Kevin Manapat, currently the MLBB manager for BLACKLIST International.
I was curious, like there's two of you here, and I want to know how long that you guys have been part of Blacklist International.
I guess 2 years now, yeah, before we even released to the public the project that we had, which was Blacklist International. How long have you been in the company, Vin? Like more than 2 years, right?
3 years.
Yeah, and then you transferred to Blacklist last March, yeah.
Among all of the players that is playing inside of Blacklist International, who is your favorite player?
Oh no, it's like you're asking the parent who's their favorite child.
I like them all. They got different personalities, like
Yeah, for sure.
the three child.
Gil, Haji, and Edward have the closest age. So we consider, or like we treat them like, okay, they're the children of this family. And V-Wise is like the parent.
Among all of them, you cannot pick your favorite one, but you obviously can pick who is the funniest among all of the players.
Eson, Haji, Gil.
I was amused that it was shown in the vlog recently that Haji was just singing. He was just playing, he was just like rapping. And people were just looking at him, and we were all amused.
Blacklist International is the strongest team right now in Philippines. And what is the secret that you guys been so strong?
If we tell you, it wouldn't be much of a secret right now. No, just kidding. If you're at this level of play, competitive play, mechanically, you already have it. Like, you know how to play the game, you know decision making, but sometimes it's like, how do you deal with a loss? How do you deal with your teammates choking? How do you reset your mindset, when going into a game where you're losing? Yeah, like I think our secret is really Rada and his relationship with the players and the team.
With Rada on your team, will you be able to fight another region inside of MPLI?
We fell short, second place is not bad at all. Like honestly, like coming in like champion and then going undefeated for the whole group stage, and then falling somewhat short for the championship. It should be doable for MPLI. Like I believe we're well equipped to handle the international stage again, and we're quite excited to do so.
You are adding Haji into the lineup of MPL Season 8 for the Blacklist International. How important is presence in the lineup?
Having Haji in the team is a big impact, even though we just added like one person in our roster, because hero pool, we were able to be creative or like at least expand our possible drafts with Haji's hero pool. And then he was a core before in his previous team before he transferred here to Blacklist, and then right now he's support tank, and then with Eson's experience and then Haji's hero pool, it was a good matchup.
Execration or now Smart Omega defeat Blacklist last MSC 2021. Now that both teams are included in this MPLI, do you want to face them early on this bracket, or is it a grand final appearance that you are expecting?
Regardless if we meet them early on or late on the later stage, it should be a fun, like competitive matchup to watch, because so far all our games with them have been very highly competitive. So if me personally, like I would say that it would be nice to have them both in the grand finals, because it only means there will be two Philippine teams like fighting for the championship.
Do you guys see yourself as meta shifter and also meta shaper inside of Southeast Asia? And do you feel pressure in that case?
The team usually just adjusts to what the patch has, like which heroes, which kind of rotations are strong in this meta, like which items. If there's something OP or like imbalanced imba, everyone just does it because it wins games. Yeah. Do they feel pressure in this case? I guess in season 7 they used to, because it was like people were saying they keep doing the same drafts, strategies, and then at some point they were like, should we be changing up our strategy because people are saying or like calling Blacklist a one-trick pony. But then we realized, if it works and if it's not broken, why fix it? Like, we won games with this. Like, there's nothing else to change. So yeah, no pressure at all.
What kind of mentality do you have for the MPLI, and what do you want to say to your opponent inside of MPLI?
Bon always mentions during our pre-huddle, with the team, that respect our opponents, no matter their ranking, because they're still considered professional players, so they're capable of winning. Like, anything can happen. So whoever you're facing, you respect, and then you play and do your best, and then that should be enough.
Okay, thank you so much, Rose, and also Robin, for having a chit chat here on MPL Invitational. Good luck for your next match, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand finals of ONE Esports MPL Invitational 2021 right here with ONIC Esports at match point. This is going to be a stellar match.
Not just match point, Mirko. Championship point.
Championship
Yes,
point,
back with Mirko and as well as Goni, still accompanying you today.
Still accompanying you for today's matches right here. Again, BLACKLIST International and ONIC Esports. I want to see all 5 games here. BLACKLIST now down a point. They need one more to be able to equalize, to make it a fair chance here. But we'll have to see what happens, because I think one of their strategy coming into game number 4, has to be ban Yi Sans Shin, all right? This nickname that we just made out of nowhere for Sans' Yi Sans Shin, it has just been brilliant, right? Either they ban it or they pick it away.
Exactly.
That is going to be
No matter, right?
No matter
First
what.
pick, second pick. First pick, I got you with Yi Sun
Goni,
Shin. Oh, tell me.
If they pick up the Yi Sun Shin, right, in the jungle for BLACKLIST International, or they ban it away, ONIC Esports can go for the Nathan in the jungle. Last time they won the grand finals, MPL Indonesia Season 8 with that. But again, same thing goes for BLACKLIST International. Do you see how many resources they had to burn to be able to get that game? Did you see how many bans went towards Wise? We saw the Barrett's ban. We saw the Karina ban, the Aldous. We saw the Bane and the Yi Sun Shin picked up. So basically, it was 5 heroes taken away from Wise. He was forced to play the Granger, and finally, we might have just seen a weakness from the side of BLACKLIST International. When you force Wise onto a hero that he's not comfortable with, like the Granger.
Exactly. That may be the case, but then again, like we mentioned multiple times, Mirko, they are so good at evolving.
They are
so good at adapting, and perhaps from game 2 and 3, they have find their weakness and perfected. And let's just see game number 4. Will they evolve, or will ONIC claim MPLI title?
Absolutely. Let's get straight into the gaming house right now, as we are not going to wait any time left here. It's time to get into the gaming house. Let's dive in right now, as we are going to see right here for the side of BLACKLIST International. Again, the same 5 members, no roster swaps just as of yet. They're still smiling though, Gani. So this is a great thing for the side of BLACKLIST. And there you go, Gani. They swapped sides. Does BLACKLIST want to first pick the Yi Sun Shin now? ONIC Esports needs to be wary, needs to be careful of this, because that is the hero that has gotten them these 2 victories.
I'm sure. But of course, ONIC Esports, they perhaps have expected this approach. So maybe, just maybe, okay, BLACKLIST will pick up that first pick. No,
there you go.
The ban, Yi Sun Shin.
Yi Sans Shin has been banned away. BLACKLIST International taking it away and getting the first pick here as ONIC Esports bans that Yves. BLACKLIST will pick up the Paquito first here. There we go. Paquito has... Oh, no! It's the Bane as the first pick.
Alright, here we go,
a
guys.
comfort hero for yourself as the first pick. I'll do the same. Picking Bane for Wise already.
Gila,
right
ONIC
now, ONIC Esports will look to go for a different composition. Maybe the Esmeralda and the Nathan pick can be huge, or they can go for the Barca that has been left.
Juara MPLI baru ONIC Esports, bahkan berturut-turut gitu, MPL, MPLI. Kita lihat aja langsung, Rafaela, Esmeralda diambil langsung oleh ONIC Esports, sedangkan Bane yang langsung diambil oleh BLACKLIST. Kita lihat tadi Drian dengan Bane-nya udah jadi Clock Lightning, dan juga Holy Crystal itu udah sakit banget ya, makanya langsung diambil. Padahal itu Bane Mage, bukan Bane Physical, tapi tetap sakit. Sama aja sih Bane ini, mau dibikin support bisa, mau dibikin fighter bisa dibikin assassin juga bisa, enak banget. Langsung Matilda diambil oleh BLACKLIST, dan juga Edward tetap pakai Paquito. Dari match 1, 2, dan 3 tetap dia pakai Paquito, dan Matilda juga tetap dipakai sama Ome Venus dari match 1, 2, 3 ya. Dari match pertama dia pakai Estes ya, match kedua dia pakai Matilda tapi kalah, match 3 dia juga pakai Matilda tapi kalah juga. Dan kita lihat di sini match keempat, kita berharap ONIC Esports bakalan clean sheet jadi 3-1 ya.
for OHEB. Because again, OHEB is deadly. And
Counternya Blacklist itu ONIC Esports dengan Suns. Suns-nya udah di ban tuh ISS-nya. Kita tahu tadi di mana Suns menggunakan ISS, gila banget. Jauh head di ban untuk ONIC Esports. Haji dengan jauh headnya kita nggak mau lihat ya. Tapi flicker berapa kali nggak dapat siapapun, jadi agak blunder juga sih dari Haji tadi jauh headnya. Oke, di sini YVE Aldos tetap di ban. Aldos tetap di ban langganan banget. Dan Estes langsung di ban. Mereka nggak mau seperti game 1 tadi. My Venus dengan Estes-nya yang cukup bikin apa ya? Bikin ganggu ONIC Esports. Oke, Sicilian Brian di ban. Oke, last ban untuk ONIC Esports kita lihat di sini. Barat masih bisa, tapi enggak sih kayaknya. Harit masih bisa. Alice masih bisa, Alice. Masih ada Alice, Harit. Apa lagi ya? Ruby, masih ada Ruby juga.
That's as a fix, but now ONIC Esports still taking their time here again.
ONIC
Taking a look at the composition here. ONIC Esports doing physical damage. So there you go.
Alice.
You're right. Alice ban will come through.
Nah, kan bener kan Alice di ban. Hero-nya si OHEB. Ban Ruby mungkin dari area Blacklist seharusnya.
In the final ban for Blacklist International. Remember, the pressure is all on Blacklist. ONIC Esports has match points.
There you go. There.
Yeah, right now, but we are gonna get right into it, Gani, again for the final
Akan di ban
for
Ruby
the side
seharusnya.
of Blacklist International. Let's see what is gonna be bad.
My oh my.
Last ban dari area Blacklist.
Blacklist opt here to ban in their last ban.
Yep, bener Ruby kan.
Similar to game
Tebak
number one,
banget.
not the similar, but same ban.
Same thing goes, yeah.
Yeah, for Blacklist. ONIC Esports here, what will they pick up for the first pick?
I think they want to pick up. Honestly, in this composition, it's gonna be really.
Oke,
really
fourth
hard for ONIC
pick
Esports.
dari area
I feel
ONIC
like picking
Esports
up
kita lihat
a
sini masih
hero
ada
that can kite back with him,
apa ya?
with the team
Lunox
is gonna be good.
bisa.
Maybe something like a Chang'e, but no, actually
Chow
Killjoy
ternyata yang diambil
or Keyboy.
untuk Keyboy.
This is one of the comfort heroes as
Keyboy
well for
Chow juga
Keyboy,
jago
so
sih
they
dia.
didn't decide to ban it. They decided to ban the Alice and pick up the Cho for themselves. Now Blacklist to complete their composition.
dari
Usually,
Blacklist,
when we take a look at
fourth
Blacklist,
pick
we
dan
haven't really
fifth
seen
pick.
any bans targeting towards Haji. This time around, though,
Apa lagi
Cho
yang ada ya?
and Jawhead has been taken away. Blacklist for Haji.
Yuzong
What is he going
masih
to
bisa
play?
kalau dia mau.
That is the question, but I got another
Nathan,
question here.
diambil
Miko.
Nathan.
That Rafaela, who will be pilots? Who will pilot that Rafaela? Because again, Cho, will it be played by
Drian is going to
Boots?
be the one playing Cho,
Okay.
and it's going to be Keyboy play.
Okay.
Again, this is what I want to mention, ladies and gentlemen, all right? We've seen it we've mentioned it many times before, but Gani,
Sylvana,
Drian has the largest hero pool
Parsha
in
ternyata dan
MPLI,
juga
and that's
Lunox.
going to be the Forza
Oke.
and the Lunox.
Magic
Not
damage-nya
just the
banyak,
Forza picked up, but the Forza
tapi
and
durability-nya
Lunox
kurang.
For Blacklist, as ONIC
Durability-nya
Esports will
kurang,
look to go
cuma
for their final
si
pick in the game. Most
Edward aja yang
probably
bakal jadi
going to be that
durability.
gold laner, and honestly, they can go for the one.
Dengan Pak
They
Witonya.
can go for the 1-1, but
Untuk ONIC
Blacklist,
Esports kita lihat sini
their
last pick,
composition
dia
is looking
ngambil
strong. They have
side
high
lane.
ground. They have potential burst in the mid in the
core
mid
bisa
game
jadi.
as well as engage and disengage in Bane
Core ya, mungkin
as
ngambil
well
core.
as the Matilda. So once again, Blacklist
Karena
bringing out their
udah
best
ada
here for
cewek.
game number 3 ONIC Esports, one hero to close
Gimana
out
nih?
their
Boots kan
final
Esmeralda.
pick.
Keyboy, oke, Cloud ternyata. Cloud jujur aja kurang cuy. Jujur aja Cloud kurang kalau menurut gua. Jadi core sekarang tuh, di meta sekarang. Apalagi ada Parsha kan. Tapi kita lihat ya di sini, Suns menggunakan Cloud-nya. Cloud gua make di rank itu kalah terus. Gua gak tau gua hidup apa emang hero-nya udah jelek.
and Blacklist looks for an equalize.
Yeah,
Oke, ternyata Ohep yang pakai Lunox.
Edward
Boots pakai Sme. Drian ternyata yang pakai Cloud ya. Nathan ini bakal dipakai oleh Suns. Cewek pakai Cho, Kibo yang pakai Rafaela. Ternyata supportnya Cloud. Aneh sih, tapi kita lihat aja langsung ya apakah efektif atau enggak.
Once again, guys, yeah, match point force out of ONIC, but take a
Oke,
look
Kiboy
here.
langsung setengah darah gitu.
Takes a lot of damage already from Venus and as well as
Sama
Haji.
My Venus,
Both
sakit banget
junglers,
damage-nya.
though, seems to comfortably securing
Oke,
their
ini
buffs.
posisi yang enak untuk Haji dan juga My Venus. Merusuh buff, tapi nampaknya nggak dirusuh ya.
Claude very low, but
Oh, it's
now
gonna be Claude, yeah.
Oke, Nathan gak mau nyuri Little Wanderer nampaknya. Dia nggak mau buang-buang waktu untuk ngambil Little Wanderer. Dia langsung ke arah red buff dan juga jungle green ya.
for the side of Blacklist International. Every time they do get this Bane, it has been really successful in early game because
My Venus
it lets
mencoba
them
untuk
secure
mengganggu
all these
pergerakan
early
dari
game
arah
advantages.
Kiboy dan juga
Yeah, I
Suns di
agree
sini.
here. Right now, though,
Tapi
Kiboy
masih
on this
bisa
Rafaela is just
ditutup
so-
pergerakannya oleh Kiboy
so
dan
brave
Drian.
against this Venus. Again,
Cukup
once again,
susah
can see
untuk
both
mengambil
teams
stack
wants to
nampaknya.
clear the lane here in the mid side. Kiboy as well as Drian still sustaining the damage
Ya,
and
dia bisa di
pressure
sini.
from Blacklist
Kayaknya
International.
missing deh.
Drian already going in on to that little Wanderer, able to take it away.
Oke,
as now
Kiboy
the
berbahaya di
comes
sini
through,
nampaknya.
almost take it
Masih
down,
ada
actually, as
flicker,
Venus
nice
goes in,
banget.
and the damage won't be
Bait
enough
yang
for
cukup
now.
baik,
CW now rotates, and
nice
yeah,
banget.
oh my
Bait yang cukup
God,
baik dari
first blood will be taken by the
Drian
last
di sana,
guy.
dari Kiboy di sana ya.
Brilliant rotation by CW,
Cewek
looking for more right
langsung
now.
datang
He's
gitu
not
aja.
just available, and that's gonna be ONIC taking the first blood again as
Ohep
the top
juga
side Suns will be able to bully Ohep away from the
Ohep
lane.
juga
CW getting a
terpojok di sana ya
little bit of
oleh
an
Suns.
engage, getting a little bit of a gold lead as well.
Farming Suns di sini enak banget ya.
CW, the gold leader
Berbahaya
in its
banget.
midst right now.
No
Ohep
way.
might be caught and Sans
Masih
is
ketahuan, nice
with
banget.
information here. Dealing
Ohep
a lot
belum
of
ada
damage onto
belum ada
his
kuning.
Ohep, but Venus
Nice
will not
banget
really
cewek.
Ohep will go
Suns
down in the hands of
Suns
CW
berbahaya.
Kiboy for the healing.
Oke, tapi nggak ada yang datang sih. Tapi West-nya ngambil turtle di sini ya. Oh, My Venus, hati-hati tuh, My Venus sakit loh. Langsung mati seharusnya di sini cewek. Enggak ya, masih bisa selamat cewek. Apakah My Venus nice banget. My Venus yang bakal mati seharusnya di sana. Haji udah ulti, tapi Haji di sini beli roam ya, jadi damage-nya nggak ada. Ohep di sini make mana Boots dan Boots mengganggu. Tapi diambil ya West dengan sangat amat mudah sekali di sana dengan retribution-nya. Turtle dan juga Blue Buff bakal diambil oleh Blacklist ya. Oke, langsung di kick oleh CW, tapi My Venus masih bisa selamat di sana. Zoning dari Haji. Oh my god. Wise kena Drian dengan pantulan minion di sana ya. Sakit banget damage-nya dari arah Wise di sana. Suns bakal diganggu nampaknya. Gak dapet nampaknya cuy. Dipakai loh itu retry-nya. Dan Wise tuh belum nggak pakai retry loh. Aduh. Udah Maret nampaknya dari Suns di sini ya. Oke, di sini bahaya dari arah ONIC ya. Walaupun killnya lebih banyak, tapi duitnya Wise lebih banyak ini. Dapat turtle, dapat red buff, dapat kill juga. Tapi Suns mencoba untuk menyusul. War X dari arah Wise di sini kita lihat War X di menit 3 ditasis oleh cewek. Oke, di sana My Venus bersiap untuk nge-gang dari arah cewek, tapi namanya cewek bakalan balik aja dan ketahuan oleh si Wise sana ya. Haji di sini worldnya gue nggak tahu dia tank apa mage. Wise sudah jadi top boost dan di sini cewek diganggu pergerakannya oleh My Venus, tapi nampaknya tidak berhasil dan langsung digagalkan oleh Kiboy dengan sangat amat cepat sekali di sana. Datang dua player dari arah ONIC di sini. Apakah akan ada yang mati dari arah Blacklist? Nampaknya enggak. Mereka malah memilih untuk mundur dari arah Blacklist, tapi turtle yang keduanya apakah akan diambil dengan sangat amat mudah lagi oleh oleh Wise. Kita lihat dia langsung sini. Suns nampaknya tidak mau ke bawah untuk mencuri turtle. Dia hanya mau untuk ngambil gold ya. Gold turret. Sakit banget damage dari Oheb di sana ya. Hati-hati. Nice banget. Aduh, damage sakit banget dari arah Haji di sana ya. Kiboy nggak bisa bantu Suns untuk kabur karena nggak ada mana tepatnya di sana. Rian udah jadi DHS dan Boots udah jadi book tadi ya. Wise mencoba untuk mencuri red buff-nya. War X dari red ward di sana kita lihat langsung di menit ke-5 ya. Agak lama tapi apa lah ya. Berbahaya sekali diambil red buff-nya oleh Wise di sana. Di sini objektif masih menang ONIC Esport, tapi objektifnya dimenangkan oleh Blacklist. Kita lihat sini ya. Tapi jungle-nya diambil nama Drian. Tapi ini itemnya Clock dari Haji, War X dari Edward, dan Wise di War X dan pengen ke arah Bloodlust X. BOD ya. Oh my Venus dia pengen ke arah Athena mungkin ya. Dan untuk Oheb dia pengen ke arah Lightning to Korean terlebih dahulu. Boots pengen ke arah Oracle kah? Dominance. Haji ketahuan apanya oleh cewek di sana, tapi cewek nggak mau kick Haji dengan sangat amat mudah sekali karena dia tahu ada Oheb di sana yang siap untuk membunuh kembali cewek ya. Hati-hati, Kiboy ada Wise dari kanan. Sakit banget damage-nya cuy. Oh my god, gila. Langsung sekarang gitu, hati-hati itu ada Haji loh itu. Itu Hajinya. Waduh. Untung aja nggak nyampe ya ultinya. Zoningnya nggak nyampe. Tapi ada Boots yang di sana siap untuk membantu pergerakan dari Kiboy di sana, tapi nampaknya nggak ada War di sana karena mereka tahu ada Suns yang pulang ke rumah, tapi cewek mencoba untuk mengkick, tapi sayang sekali damage-nya nggak ada dari ONIC Esport. Hanya ada durability yang cukup dari arah Kiboy di sana, tapi nggak cukup kuat juga untuk menahan damage dari arah Haji di sana ya. Drian berbahaya, Drian masih bisa ada flicker, tapi mid lane turretnya bakal diambil dengan cepat oleh Blacklist di sana. Oke, di sini red buff-nya Suns masih agak lama ya. Diganggu juga pergerakannya oleh My Venus dan juga Oheb di sana, tampak berbahaya sekali. Masih ada retribution, nampaknya akan dipakai seharusnya di sini, tapi ada Kiboy juga yang siap untuk membackup. Cewek juga nampaknya kena, nice banget, tapi kicknya ke arah depan sana, tapi masih bisa dibunuh oleh Suns, bagus banget. Athena, tapi turtle langsung diambil, turtle ketiga langsung diambil oleh Wise. Ini Wise main sendiri banget sih, tapi dapat juga red blue buff-nya, tapi Wise nggak bisa nahan sendirian di depan dan mati dengan sangat amat mudah sekali oleh Drian dan juga Suns di sana. Nice banget. Edward mencoba untuk mengagetkan Drian, tapi nyatanya Drian nggak lewat situ ya. Oke, defense-nya seharusnya masih bisa, soalnya nggak ada ulti dari arah Drian di sana. Endless battle dari arah Suns di sana. Oke, Oheb nampaknya Scar di sana masih ada kick. Nggak ada kick dari arah cewek di sana. Nggak ada flicker juga, jadi nggak bisa maksain maju. Untuk Oheb masih ada flicker di sana. Bloodlust X dari arah Edward di sana ya. Menit ke-8 habis War X, masih cepat lah ya. Dominance S dan juga ada apa itu namanya. Tapi oh my Venus langsung maju ke arah Drian. Dia nggak tahu kalau Drian tuh pakai flicker ya. Nice banget, tapi Wise di sini mencoba untuk membackup dari arah Oh my Venus, tapi nampaknya nggak ada cukup damage dari Wise ke arah Kiboy. Nampaknya mati juga Kiboy. Boots apakah laju oh, dia ada pasif tapi nggak sakit ya. Edward mencoba untuk membantu atas, tapi sangat sayang sekali bawahnya dipush. Goldnya masih agak sama seharusnya, ini cuma objektifnya aja. ONIC Esport masih menang. Gading, objektif masih menang Blacklist ya, soalnya mid lane. Mid lane udah paling untung lah. Rian mencoba untuk ngambil stack aja. Kiboy mencoba untuk open map aja, kita lihat di sini. Untuk Suns dia farming di arah bottom lane karena turtle-nya juga lot langsung ya. Drian udah langsung nggak nyampe, nice banget. Drian masih ada flicker di sana ya. BOD dari cewek di sana, langsung ada Suns juga di sana datang, langsung mati seharusnya di sini dari Wise, tapi ada zoning dari arah Haji di sana, tapi langsung mati oleh Edward sana yang suka jauh dari cewek nampaknya, tapi masih mati dari cewek. Cewek masih ada flicker, nggak ada flicker dari cewek. Ohep harus mati di sini. Nice banget dari Boots, tapi Boots juga bakal mati harusnya di sini. Enggak, oh nice banget cuy. Aduh, Wise skill satunya nih clean shit banget cuy. Sakit banget gila skill satunya. Oke, di sini agak rugi dari arah ONIC karena core mati ya si Suns. Oke, Lord seharusnya bakal diambil sini. Yep. Tapi reset. Iya ya, ini bakal ngambil sih seharusnya. Lord. Karena mereka tahu di sana Boots masih di belakang, tapi Oh My Venus sudah jadi dominance S di sana. Kita lihat langsung apakah jadi war dari arah Lord di sini. Cewek mencoba untuk masuk ke arah Haji, tapi Haji ada Purify di sana yang tidak bisa dibatalkan, tapi Lord diambil oleh Blacklist ya tadi ya. Drian dapat mid lane. Sangat disayangkan sekali tadi cewek mencoba untuk masuk tapi dibatalkan oleh Edward tadi ya. Picknya, ultinya. Padahal udah dapat si Haji tadi. Haji pakai Purify juga. Boots sudah jadi brute force. Boots buat brute force ya, bagus lah ya. Athena dari Suns kita lihat di sini untuk damage dari Lunox dan juga Oh My Venus ya. Oke, defense masih bisa seharusnya. Dominance S dari arah Edward di sana kita lihat. Suns nggak bakalan joining nampaknya. Suns coba untuk clear lane terlebih dahulu, tapi cewek mengambil Edward dengan arah yang cukup salah di sana. Tapi Keyboy hati-hati Keyboy. Yep, masih bisa aman. My Venus mencoba untuk maju ring dari arah Keyboy di sana udah jadi. Mid lane-nya bisa hancur seharusnya di sini. Tapi Suns nggak bisa join. Suns farming terlebih dahulu. Akan teleport back to the base nampaknya oleh Suns. Kita lihat di sini langsung Keyboy mencoba untuk slow pergerakan dari arah Blacklist dan dalam ini ya Minion. Tapi Boots di sana maju dengan sendirian. Hati-hati Boots, jangan gegabah maju sendirian karena lu nggak ada Rafaelanya mananya boros banget. Hati-hati. Nah, harus buang dulu. Oli Crystal udah jadi dari arah Ohep, ini bakal sakit banget. Oke, situasi yang cukup buruk untuk ONIC Sport karena turretnya udah jebol semua dari arah second turret, tapi Drian tiba-tiba datang dari sana langsung mati. Oh My Venus di kick saja oleh CY dengan flickernya. Endless battle oleh Wise sudah jadi. Nice banget sini. Comeback kemana? Suns bakal ngambil. Enggak, nampaknya dia nggak mau gegabah ngambil red buff karena masih ada Wise juga di sana yang push. Keyboy solo versus Wise di sana, tapi dia akan datang seharusnya di sini. Suns nice banget datang sana Suns, tapi masih ada ulti di sana. Hati-hati Wise. Nice banget put datang, bakal mati seharusnya dari Wise, tapi masih ada Winter di sana. Yap, aduh. Malah mati si Suns-nya cuy, kena Haji, sakit banget damage-nya. Keyboy masih bisa selamatin Boots, seharusnya masih ada skill 2 dari sana. Ada cewek di sana yang siap untuk bait dari Boots. Nice banget, mati seharusnya dari arah Edward sana. Damage sakit banget dari arah cewek, tapi nggak mau dilanjutkan lagi karena mereka tahu Boots di sini sekarat dan cewek udah kick juga. Dua-duanya core mati, tapi agak rugi dari arah ONIC Sport karena Suns-nya tadi matinya sama Wise gitu. Suns di sini pengen ke arah Blood of Despair, sedangkan Wise di sini pengen ke arah Malvicror. Oh My Venus, Dominance udah jadi, Radiant udah jadi, Brute Force juga udah jadi, Ohep juga udah full item, dikit lagi pengen ke arah Divine Glaive. Untuk Drian dia udah jadi WON, Athena, DHS dan juga
because 20
Apa
seconds.
sih namanya itu? Aku lupa namanya itemnya.
20 seconds, Lord will spawn. ONIC Esports
Haji,
already under
Haji udah sakit
pressure,
banget.
already
Dia
with the
pengen
pace
kalah
right
divine
now.
life.
300 gold now is going to be Keyboy actually disengaged on. He still has that holy healing, still has the Athena to be able to escape.
Sans ngeluarin ulti, ultinya cepet aja sini.
Every single time we see both
Hati-hati, udah gak ada.
Edward already going to be able to buy some time.
Ulti masih lama nih.
Open up the map in the top side. It is going to be
Wise
ONIC
sih sakit
Esports
banget
with
karena
deep
Sans
pressure.
nggak
Once
bisa
again,
buy one
even
sih.
through the waves right
Sans
here as Edward
harus
dashes
bantu
back and
oleh
forward, back and forward.
seenggaknya
ONIC
oleh
Esports
Keyboy
now through
harus
the waves
bantu.
in the mid lane, going
Oke,
to
Lord
start
udah dimulai
the war
oleh
at the top
ONIC
side.
Sport.
Sans
Kita
is
lihat
gonna
di
be the
sini,
one
tapi di
turning it
bawah
down. Wise
My
can
Venus nggak bisa join dan juga cewek nggak bisa join ya. Mereka bakal langsung join di sana, di zoning oleh Haji. Apakah akan preset? Enggak, nampaknya harus digas terus, tapi Wise harus mati di sini nampaknya. Wise mati? Enggak nampaknya, tapi Lord Drian. Aduh, Sans harus dapat. Nice banget, Sans dapat Lords dan Athena dibuat oleh Boots di sini kita lihat, tapi Oh My Venus menuju ke arah Boots. Sakit banget damage-nya. Gak mati seharusnya, mati juga. Masih ada percikan dikit dari arah Oh My Venus. Oh My Venus mati, nice banget. Wow, wipe out, nice banget. ONIC Esports juara MPLI. MPL gila, back to back ya. MPLI cuy, nice banget sih. Gila, langsung di push aja Malvicror, Keyboy. Tapi Drian ngapa? What Drian doing cuy? What are Drian doing? Ayo dong, 7 detik dong, come on. Drian, lu ngapain mati Drian, sumpah, oh my god. Sans versus, aduh, Drian lu ngapain mati Drian? Astaga, kenapa lah ini ONIC Esports cok? Apa yang Drian lakukan tadi ya? Masuk ke turret gitu. Itu fatal banget sih. Wah, bisa di comeback ini langsung. 20 detik Sans-nya cuy, gila. Cewek bikin Windtalker. Aduh, defense-nya gimana caranya nih? Aduh, satu momen doang lo tadi. Langsung di comeback gitu loh. Fatal banget. Zoning langsung Drian. Sakit banget damage-nya Blazing Duet. Nice banget, gila. Blazing Duetnya sakit banget Drian, gila. Nice banget. Come on, MPLI. Come on, MPLI. Let's go. Sakit banget tadi damage dari Drian. Udah jadi high sama apa tadi itu? WON ya. Sakit banget. Seharusnya langsung bisa di end sini. Harusnya ini langsung bisa di end. Mid lane, bottom lane, top lane, jalan semua. Sans jangan mati, Sans please. Nice banget. Edward harus mati sih, nice banget. Oke, ini bakalan G seharusnya. ONIC Esports back to back championship MPLI MPL. GG banget. Nice banget dari ONIC Esports back to back MPLI MPL. Walaupun ada sedikit blunder tadi di sana ya. Nice one. GG habis cuy. Back to back MPLI 2021, MPL season 8 2021 juga. Sans yang gila di season ini dengan perayaan yang cukup banyak, dengan latihan yang cukup banyak katanya dari ONIC Esports ya. Latihan juga gila-gilaan itu dan hasilnya juga memuaskan dari area ONIC Esports. MPLI champion season berapa ini? Season 3 kayaknya deh. ONIC Esports rosternya yang sama kayak season 8, MPL season 8, dan meta yang cukup sama juga. Nathan Hyper Indonesia, nice banget. MPLI Invitational. M3 bakalan keras banget ini. M3 kali ini ada ONIC Esports yang back to back, Blacklist yang juga cukup kuat kali ini, ada Kiyoshi yang akan lebih kuat lagi, dan masih banyak lagi SMG dan lain-lain. Live streamnya mungkin bakalan segitu dulu. Terima kasih udah nonton. Alright, ONIC Esports GG habis.